Hey. Peso Picasso, Peso the Bird, whatever you want to call it.
Perfect. Perfect.
Hey.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Hey. Hey. I'm on this shit that they not on. They say let bygones be bygones. Grip on the net like a python. Jump out the top like I'm Zion. I want a realist, no caption. Need a little bitch in the fashion. She bust it back like we crashing. I tell my shit, I'm about action. Hop in the studio, turn to assassin. I'm about those, no time for distraction. Can you imagine? Beamer to Aston. Ha, past them, I'm in the league of my own. Like mobile, I guess of myself. They like, so what you own? I'm working for generation wealth. Know to the shit that I'm on. Ay, you niggas not on. Know to the shit that I'm on. Ay, you niggas not on. Feeling like James Bond. Ay, 007, I get it, it's gone. Fuck the Pabon. Ay, nigga, I'm stone. Know to the shit that I'm on. Ay, you niggas not on. Know to the shit that I'm on. You niggas not on. Feeling like James Bond. 007, I get it, it's gone. Fuck the Pabon. Ay, nigga, I'm stone. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta sit back, enjoy life, cause you don't know how long you gonna be here. Hey, I'm in the league of my own. I might just go play for myself. All of this shit that you own, your dollars ain't making no sense. Don't act like you knew me, that's pretense. To that little bitch to the deep end. She wanna slide for the weekend. Do say got me tweaking. New as a youngin', I've been up to something. I ain't body cousins, but I'm on the block like I'm drumming. I got the drip like I'm gonna. I make a wanna. I'ma hit it 4 times. You can call me stunner. They say you too smooth, boy, slid out the gutter, but still in the cut, so you could get cut up. Still in the cut, so you could get cut up. Know to the shit that I'm on. Ay, you niggas not on. Know to the shit that I'm on. Ay, you niggas not on. Feeling like James Bond. Ay, 007, I get it, it's gone. Fuck the Pabon. Ay, nigga, I'm stone. Know to the shit that I'm on. Ay, you niggas not on. Know to the shit that I'm on. You niggas not on. Feeling like James Bond. 007, I get it, it's gone. Fuck the Pabon. Ay, nigga, I'm stone.
Picasso, Peso the Bird, whatever you want to call it. Got sick of class, started making classics.
Ross is my name.
What's good, people? It's your boy Shoe, aka Trey, aka the Shoe God, aka Shoemaker, Shoe Boogie. I'm starting my class today, the Shoe Surgeon School. So today is day 1 for us, and I'm planning to make a Jordan 1 white, red, and black OG style. So we're gonna put that together. I got a couple donor soles, but I got my package, so we're gonna take a look at it. Bam. So when you see that logo, you know what it is. That's that Shoe Surgeon logo. And then I got my shoe last, size 11. So you know what it is. Big Shoe in the house. And so I got my package, got my material, so everything is all good and gravy. And I'm going to show you the shoes I'm going to be deconstructing and taking the donor soles from. Okay, so these are my donor shoes. So these are the ones I'm taking apart. I had started customizing these. I just wanted a colorway for the Cubs, you know, Chicago style. So I was like, but they've been sitting for a while. So I'm going to take these joints.
Ross is my name.
No need to go down, rock that run, that this how we from. Easy now, no need to go down, rock that run, that this how we from. Easy now, no need to go down, rock that run, that this how we from. Easy now, no need to go down, rock that run, that this how we from. Easy now, no need to go down, rock that run, that this how we from. Easy now, no need to go down, rock that run, that this how we from. Easy now, no need to go down, rock that run, that this how we from. Easy now, no need to go down, rock that run, that this how we from.
This where we from, with the love, the people, the music, we all come as one. What have you done? Folks, they just talking like they are just bosses or something. I got problems day to day, my people dying. Got my family watching, any haters writing. Just realize I'm in a better place. Gonna ride it out till I'm finished, man, and that's work. Niggas now talking like they gon' do it bigger. Hey, your lady in the back, now they hurt. Dog, look at that. Try to blow up a cell while she all on T. Wait, I've been on the grind, so it's all on me. What's the steez? People try, but I can't complete. I be damned if I ain't the one that can't complete. Cause I came from a place where the bombs to see. Real talk. Nothing can stop me. Boy, what are you doing? The game is so clueless. Where's that new? Where's that Tito? I had to take a break for a few. I thought I had lost it. Found my passion, found a girl, break my heart. Swear to God, when I start realizing I'm a beast with it. Everybody gonna eat with me, go down, have a feast with me. For my day one, A1s. Pretty girls don't care what people think. On the news, people dying on day to day. Mess around, be a shirt or a poster. So I don't got time now. Be playing with it. Wanna be rappers, yeah, I'm on now. What you thought now? I can't do it like that, you a lame. Got all this game and I still ain't the same where I came from.
Ross is my name.
Fuck going on, there's a whole lot of ice shit going on.
Gang, man, gang. 20 gang, 20 gang. If it ain't 20 gang, it ain't nothing.
Underdogs winning. What the fuck they talking? Hey,
if it ain't 20 gang, it ain't winning, man.
Underdogs winning.
Ooh, it's true. Gas all I smoke, backwards when I roll. 45 my side, devil want my soul. Bad bitch in the ride, go wherever I go. Do whatever I want, she don't ever say no. Gas all I smoke, backwards when I roll. 45 on my side, devil want my soul. Bad bitch in the ride, go wherever
wherever I go, do whatever I want. She don't never say no. I get fly for no reason. Never I commit treason. Fuck the bitch that I'm leaving. Already I'm bleeding. Ooh, dropped out, I ain't stay in school. Make mines, had to break the rules. Fast cars and fancy jewels. Front on me, you gon' make the news. That's bad for show that. Just letting you know that. I be low where your hoe at. Show me where the dough at. I roll around, I hold it down to the ground. I run the town, go 100 miles, got 100 styles. Be running wild while the money pile. Gas all I smoke. Backwards what I roll. 45 on my side. Devil want my soul. Bad bitch in the ride. Go wherever I go. Do whatever I want. She don't ever say no. Gas all I smoke. Backwards what I roll. 45 on my side. Devil want my soul. Bad bitch in the ride. Go wherever I go. Do whatever I want. She don't ever say no. I'm sauced up, I'm dripping. I'm bossed up, I'm pimping. I'm double cupping, I'm sipping. Them niggas hating and tripping. I'm taking all of they bitches. I'm making all of my riches. I handle all of my business. Then peel off with the quickness. Lord, can I get a witness? Buy everything expensive. It's food for thought for them dishes. Be careful with your wishes. You never know how far I go. Hold tight, won't let it go. No one else got a better flow. Get better, and better. Gas all I smoke. Backwards what I roll. 45 on my side. Devil want my soul. Bad bitch in the ride. Go wherever I go. Do whatever I want. She don't ever say no. Gas all I smoke. Backwards where I roll. 45 on my side. Devil want my soul. Bad bitch in the ride. Go wherever I go. Do whatever I want. She don't ever say no.
Boss is my name.
Never dies. Ha! It's not the Maybach, it's the ugly Maybach. Cross that shit out. Blister, nigga. Let's go. Turn a housewife into a hoe into a housewife. Bitch, that's how it goes. Make a stripper clap that ass like it's movie time. Tell that porn bitch to give me head like it's FaceTime. I'm ahead of you cats, it's bag time. Catch me at the table counting like it's money time. Cake, 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 I'm feeling great, great. Now got me enough to get a sky straight. Yelling checkmate. Dreams about fucking Rihanna. Maybach, but I'm driving a Honda. Sometimes life could be a problem. God told me if I pray, I could solve them. I'm on my Raekwon shit. Purple tape in that bubble Lexus. Never crashing, high off the passion. Doing things that you only could imagine. Take it one day at a time. Keep it real simple, cause I don't waste mines. Iced out medallions. Got a nigga chillin' on the island. Styling, my niggas stay wildin'. My cousin H2 coming with a brick of thousands. Hold up, little nigga. This shit's for big niggas. Automatic finger on the trigger. Laying out any size nigga. So go ahead and figure. 1 million fans like I'm Mac Miller. Yo, it's a party over here. We spilling bottles over here. Porsche 911 over here. I'ma need a garage over here. Don't talk crazy if you don't want crazy. These punchlines will have you pushing up daisies. These punchlines will have you driving Miss Daisy. These punchlines will turn you skinny in and pack Swayze. And I'm an 80s baby. You young rap niggas take notes, baby. I rap niggas like a Mayweather. Pound for pound, man, I'm the ugliest.
Bosh is my name.
Hitting home runs, walking through the bases. Haters can't take it cause they know I'm about to make it. Had this feeling every time, ever since I was a kid. Plans to get cake, can't wait on birthdays. People on the grind, gotta eat both ways. If I don't make it, I be gone to November. Cooking for your soul like grandma Sunday dinners. Room full of winners, wait, it's just me. Rappers are pretenders, they not what they seem. I be back chillin', relaxing with my team. If it's not beneficial or it ain't about the cream, yo, I leave. Keep on living and let the past die. Nowadays, music is stuck like they don't try. Give me the tools, I dissect them like a frog. I'm too ill, I came to kill it will. I'm tired of all these rappers trying to rap all complex. On world star claiming that they got next. All up on their vids talking about their lyricists. So stop it if you wanna try now. Cause I got a 16 that will end your whole career now. Whether label or independent, I'm known to be self-sufficient. I move with a deadly rhythm, I see you with my inner vision. Now what you talking about that I ain't hiding now? I put the flame to the street to burn the block down. Because styles upon styles upon styles is what I have. Rest in peace, Fife, and what up to the abstract. Shout out Ali and Jerobi. I speak in native tongue even if they don't know me. Growing out my hair like young Kobe. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Tito not Toby. You know me, I'm hip-hop to the roots. And this could be a moment of truth. Guru.
Promise?
Promise.
Yeah. Okay.
Bosh is my name.
Heard that boy want some pressure, I came to address it, he pussy, I know that he hiding up. My name is not Nate, but I got me a Drake. When I catch him, I swear that I'm robbing some. For a Nick, my shooters will pop at him. Leave him dead for the jakes, how I'm vlogging them. Homicide detectives and officers sliding them charges, you better call coroner. All this money got my arms sore as fuck. Bad bitch, hella think I'm adoring her. Nigga ain't from the side, he a foreigner. Fuck what they talking, my nigga, I'm going up. From the streets, you stayed on that corner. I said to my bread, I might buy back the corner. Double up just in that order, learn from the OGs and forces. Keep my head up for the water, ducking informants. Niggas be looking like Rex, asking me this and all that. Get the fuck back, I keep a fire on deck, so please don't think like that. Matter of fact, let's pray for him. Niggas be talking shit and still ain't doing nothing. They play.
There we go. What is going on, everybody? Sound check. Can everybody hear me okay? Let me move things to the side here. Can everyone hear me okay? What is going on, my people? MoFam, welcome to NickMoses05 Gaming Podcast. What is up, everybody? It's the sound okay. Play Freebird. Alchemy gave me some copy loud and clear. Angel, what is up? Woo. That drink's a little tangy. Okay. You guys know I love to do roll call. So let me go through here and get a roll call going. I got to send Alchemy Gaming, Dead Specimen, Shane, what is going on? I'm sure Scott gonna be here soon. I always mix you guys up, but I got you now. Chelsea's World, Dead Specimen, Joe, OG's in the building, MMA Junkie, Angel, what is going on? Joshua Drake, oh man, okay, I see you there, Angel. Did I leave anybody out? Martinez, Colorful Seal, what is going on, my man? Yo, Colorful Seal, that man has a wonderful Twitch channel. If you want to plug it in here, man, he got some great stuff. I think from like 6 to 10. Great. I'm gonna be live streaming with you, man. Okay. Who else? Did I leave anybody else out? I get Paul. What is up, Paul? Man, you were the whole topic last time. Shabuya, booyah, booyah. You know how it goes, man. Okay. I got through my roll call. So, how is everybody doing? Wonderful Sunday. I thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna go ahead. I got the topics. We're gonna get to all the topics. Okay. You guys know I got to do a little rant first, okay? Just quick, fast, not going to waste too much of your time. First is the podcast. Guys, we're officially ranked in Apple Podcasts. Now, I think it's like 222 or something, okay? We're down there. So, I have in my description, if you can, you guys see the links for the podcast. It's Apple, I think Podchaser, and Podcast Addict. If you can leave a review on any one of those, we got to stop it right now. Joshua Drake, appreciate it, man. Don't make me do it. No. Thank you for the $5 donation. I really just do this just cause. And when I get stuff like that, man, it really means a lot. It's the reason I come every Sunday. Joshua Drake, shout out to you for the $5, man. I owe you one, okay? The podcast, we're going for top 100 on Apple Podcasts. So if you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts, make that a 5-star review. Help your dog out, okay? And you can go ahead and send me a screenshot of that on my Facebook page, and I will make sure I have a list of 63 games, a lot of them, okay? Yeah, I owe them $5, but I got a list of games I'm going to be giving away. If you can just send me a screenshot showing your review to my Facebook page, I will go ahead and give you one of those games. These are Steam keys, so they will have to be redeemed on Steam. So you need however you play your Steam games, you need some way to play your Steam games. But I got 63 total, some AAA titles as well that I need to give away. Okay, so I really would appreciate it, you guys, if you can leave a review at any one of those 3 sites. Those are the ones. Apple is the number 1. I want to go for top 100 in Apple, and we can do it. I want to do it in under 2 months. I've already been seeing the podcast grow. The downloads have tripled. Okay, have tripled. I mean, it's just crazy. So next thing I know, I get an email saying I'm ranked in Apple Podcasts, okay, under video games. So I want to be one of the top 100. Then we're going to go from that to top 75, 50, 20, 10, and so on, okay? That is my goal, and that's what I'm pushing for you guys, and it's obviously growing, okay? Second, okay, anyone using Atmosphere 0.17.0 with an SX core? Is anybody out there? How is that working? Okay, I haven't had anyone tell me specifically, so I just had to throw it out there. There's people using these SX cores, and they're like, I'm not using anything but Team Executor, man. Okay, and I understand, all right. But I want to know, how are Atmosphere users working with these mod chips? Are there any issues? Is there something different that we don't know of? We need that information, so we can go ahead and put that on here, but I see a lot of people have been mentioning using Atmosphere on these SX cores. Maybe you don't got an SXOS license. You know what I mean? So you're like, hey, Atmosphere I'm going to use. Okay, Alchemy Gaming, appreciate that. Atmosphere is working fine with some minor bugs. I like to hear minor bugs. Major bugs is, you don't want to hear that. But minor bugs, thank you for that, Alchemy Gaming. So if you guys really want to use Atmosphere on your SX core chips, maybe you want to update to the latest firmware. I'm not sure, I'm not going to get into all that right now. Okay, Exosphere won't work on Mariko Lite just yet. Okay, so that's good. I'm glad you put that out there, Alchemy Gaming. So anyways, guys, and you see Joe, I appreciate that, man, letting everybody know to like and sub. I see you guys out there representing MoFam. The family's growing. The page is growing. Okay, page has tripled. You should see the likes and the growing of the page. It's crazy how it's been going. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to the topic. I'm not going to waste too much of you guys' time. I love to take you guys' calls. So for those listening on the podcast right now, we're going to go over the topics quick, fast, and then we'll go ahead and speak about them in detail. Martinez says, one important rule for those Atmosphere users, don't do the steps from Modsville. tutorial. I don't know what's going on. Monsville, what's up, man? What's going on? You know, Monsville, shout out to Monsville. You guys should know Monsville by now. I've been around for a while. Channel got taken a whole 9, everything like that. So let's go ahead and get into the subjects really quick. Okay, let me get a sip. Oh my gosh. Woo, I love that drink. And guys, I'm getting old as hell. Look at that. I got Werther's Originals. Man, I'm old as hell. I'm getting too old, man. I remember I used to look at people who got Werther's. I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Now I'm that old man. But anyways, so we're going to talk about Twitch PogChamp Emote. That is going to be our first subject. We're going to run through that. We're also going to talk about Nintendo mass DMCAs. Okay, mass Nintendo. You know we're going to get you, man. You never can hide from NickMoses05 Gaming Podcast. All right. Next is YouTubers, famous burgers. All right. Believe me, that was a funny one. Advanced Mies in Zelda Breath of the Wild. Xbox and Duracell deal is what we're going to talk about after that. We're then going to talk about how the Switch outsells the 3DS. Finally, we knew it was coming, but it has come. The Switch has outsold the 3DS, which explains kind of what we talked about last week with the scene. Okay, I heard 3DS was worsened, but nonetheless, Epic acquires rad game tools. Okay, and also a new Nintendo Switch revision. Okay, rest in peace, PogChamp. I see it out there. And also, I want to say rest in peace. I'm not sure the gentleman's name, but Tetris champion. Okay, he was a Tetris champion, I guess, back in 2017. Couple years. Great guy. He actually passed away, I believe, the age of 39 or 37, something like that. You know, to his family, rest in peace. I hope everything, you know, just eases over okay, because times like that is terrible, especially with the year 2020 that we just had and 2021 coming into that and having them pass away early. Tetris is a game, if you guys don't know, puzzle game that I've been playing since Game Boy. I still will play. I played every variation. I think Wetrix. There's been all types of, you know, I played Dr. Mario thinking I was going to get a Tetris experience, but it wasn't the same. Okay. Nonetheless, I'm not sure the gentleman's name. You guys could look up, but I just remember seeing that he has passed away. He is a Tetris champion. So, you know, rest in peace. Hope everything with your family goes over okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and get into it, guys. We're first going to talk about the Twitch PogChamp Emote. Okay. Now I just want you guys to know I had no idea what the hell a PogChamp Emote was. I'm told you I'm getting too old. I got Werther's Originals over here. I don't think I can get much older than that. But apparently, okay, Twitch is going to have a different PogChamp emote every 24 hours, excuse me. So Twitch removed this like a PogChamp emote. They had this one PogChamp emote, okay, that I guess they used for a while. And then Twitch removed it. So it was like the outroar was just crazy. People like, no, this can't happen, damn it. What the hell are you doing, Twitch? So then Twitch says, you know what? We're going to utilize this. So Twitch announced how it's going to handle the PogChamp emote. And what it's going to do in 2021 is they're just going to roll with it, they say. But they're going to get ready for a new PogChamp every 24 hours starting today. And that was on Friday. Okay, and for those who use Twitch, I've seen Colorful Still out there. He's a strong Twitch user. People with these PogChamp emotes that know all about it, or in any other groups that have the PogChamp emote. You guys, I'm not sure. I'm too old. Okay, what is it about this PogChamp emote? But apparently PogChamp is like a fighting game or something like that. Can somebody educate me on that? Can I get some? I guess the person in the PogChamp photo actually brought it up, I guess. Okay, all right. So, you know, today's PogChamp is fighting game expert Kenny Unruly McWild, who previously threw his hat in the ring to be the de facto PogChamp replacement. Okay, so that was the original one. I see a big shock face he has with the glasses. And then they said, you know, within 24 hours, it can be anybody else. They're going to be rotating PogChamps. Okay, I don't know how cool that is for everyone. Okay, some of you probably are listening like, what the hell is a PogChamp? Can you please move on, Nick? But I'm not moving on. We're gonna go ahead and talk about the PogChamp. Now, who here uses the PogChamp emote? Do I got anybody in the chat that uses it? All right, I am lying. It's been working on it. It essentially means what just happened was effing awesome. I like that, Dead Specimen. So when you use a PogChamp emote, it just means, oh my effing Lord. Okay, that's what it means. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. All right. And I'm glad that there's some type of emote to, you know, put that out there. Everybody has these WTF moments, OMG moments, you know, especially in games like fighting games when it comes down to that last 10% health and both of you guys are just, you know, throwing your little combos and you're like, oh, I can't even block another attack or I'm dead. Those usually turn out for good PogChamp moments. I would say that. So nonetheless, we're going to get off that. I wasn't going to talk about PogChamps too much. I know you guys, you know, might want me to, but I'm old. I don't know what the hell a PogChamp was. I'm sorry. But I learned today. I thank you guys. And I might start using PogChamp. Hell, I might have been using them. Who knows? Okay. But we're going to go ahead and get to the bread and butter. What everybody wants to know. Okay. What everybody loves talking about. In this channel, we love talking about Nintendo. And if you guys don't know, for everyone listening on the podcast, you can go to my YouTube. I got tons of Nintendo Switch videos. Hell, I'm going to be putting up some more later. Okay. Love Nintendo Switch. But Nintendo, what can I say, man? Nintendo has been very, very on and offy. 2020 is crazy, and 2021 is no different. So Nintendo has issued a mass DMCA takedown of 379 fan-made games, and they were forcibly removed. Okay, now this is from the gaming website and hosting service GameJolt. Shout out GameJolt. Okay, haven't used their service, but you just got a plug on NickMoses05 podcast. Soon I'll be on the top 100. Hell, this plug will matter. Okay, but this was reported by Torrent Freak. So shout out Torrent Freak. But Nintendo of America's legal team sent DMCA notices to the offending site in December. The warning, which has been published online by GameJolt co-founder and CEO Yaprak DeCarmine, reads certain material posted on the website located at GameJolt.com infringes trademarks owned by Nintendo. Nintendo requests that you disable public access to certain pages of the website located at GameJolt.com based on the following information. Okay. Then the document lists a bunch of URLs of fan-made games that it says infringed on their rights. Now, from what I understand, this has been a topic, and I'll go ahead and say why it's been such a big topic. Excuse me, I don't want to make the chat on the big. Okay. But it's been a big topic for a lot of people because you got one side, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and cover both sides. What the hell? Let me get a drink because I'm about to turn up. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Okay. Share the content. No, let me stop. Anyways, so the reason it's a big deal, you got people on one side who say these are people who work maybe a year or two on a game that is inspired from Nintendo, which means they were probably Nintendo fans for years to come. They probably purchased a lot of different Nintendo materials, whether it's consoles, games, shirts, everything. Okay. These are people, yes, and I see somebody says, fanboy. Yes, I'm a fanboy too. Okay, I must admit. More of a fanboy for Microsoft, but nonetheless, you know, still a fanboy. So these people spend all this time working on Nintendo-made projects. And then what happens is they put out these games and people rejoice, okay? People celebrate them actually coming and saying, hey, we love Nintendo so much that we made a game from their inspiration, and here it is. They don't charge for it. That's where the complications come in. Is SXOS 11.1 out yet? Look, a Villa T getting to it. Hey, guys, you can go ahead and answer that, okay? I see a big fat no, okay? See, that's how we answer it right here. I like you, Villa. I appreciate you coming in. Don't just leave, though. Don't just ask that question. Leave. I got you. I got you here. Just stay with me, okay? Then you got the other side of people who says all these fan-made games suffer because they have some sort of advertisements in their games, which means either from GamingJolt.com or GameJolt, however you say it, or in the actual game itself, there's some advertisements that run, which means there is revenue being made. And we know Nintendo. Woo! Nintendo, hold on. Let's go back. Get me back on big screen. Nintendo, let's talk. I need you to come over here. Come close. Come close. I need to talk to you. Nintendo, y'all legal team is, woo. Can I get a job there? You know what I mean? Because I'm sure all them lawyers is making big time money. Okay, y'all got enough money to send ninjas after people. Y'all got enough money to have the lawyers in the courtroom 24/7. I mean, y'all want to, hey, it's getting advertisement. Take it down. Okay. I have not seen for certain if there were games that didn't have any advertisements in it that Nintendo said was fine. But apparently, okay, Most games were affected, okay, and a lot of games were entirely unplayable because of this. There were some games that lasted, I heard, but if you have any sort of advertising banners, any ads running on there, technically, you are making revenue on the backs of a Nintendo. I don't want to say characters or anything, because the games could be, you know, some of these characters are not even popular, but they're owned by Nintendo. So regardless, if you draw it up, no matter how you do it, technically Nintendo owns the rights to that world, the characters, the storyline, and anything that you create, even if it's of your own, Nintendo will cease and desist. Now, am I right on that? Okay, I don't know. So let's go. Hold on. Let's see. Andrea Mitchell. When is the siege on? Storm the headquarters. Oh, goodness, Andrea, you killed with that. Nintendo lawyers getting the green and the mean. I like how you put that, Joshua Drake. Yeah, I mean, she definitely killed it with that one, okay? But Nintendo, anytime you're making revenue, and we know this from previous Tom Dilts. Shout out Tom Dilts Jr., my man. Spoke with you, cool guy, nice guy. Had to deal with Nintendo, and it was because making revenue of something that Nintendo says, hey, we don't want to allow. Anytime you're making money from anything and Nintendo doesn't want to allow it, they will throw the lawyers. They unleash them. They're like Doberman pinchers ready to bite. They just let go of the leash. Here they come. All right. So that's how it was. And Tom Dilts, now I don't know how he's paying back $2 million. Hopefully, you know, this is going to be soon a podcast being a top 100. Hopefully I could be in that 700 rank. You know, I'm cool with whatever I get. But nonetheless, I will tell you that $2 million is a lot of money. And Tom Dilts Jr., super cool guy, just trying to, you know, open up the homebrew scene, trying to get things out as fast as possible to people. He had to suffer from Nintendo. He got a cease and desist, and next thing you know, they're coming after him, and he settled for $2 million. And that's not including other people, okay? I see the hashtag free Bowser, hashtag refund Uber chips. Okay, hell, maybe we need to do something for you, Tom Dilts. Do we need to start a GoFundMe or something? You know, in spite of, hey, you know, this is up your ass, Nintendo. You know, I don't know. But this is something that I felt for from the jump. And he wasn't the only one. There were multiple other websites. There are other individuals. Hell, Amazon. I just seen an RCM loader. I was told by someone that they just purchased like a week ago. Now it's gone. You go back to it, it's gone. All the RCM loaders from Amazon, after they had their fight with Nintendo, because people are saying, hey, there's nothing you can do with just the RCM loader. You have to put something on it. Something has to be done. You can't just take this RCM loader, plug it in, and bam. But the word is that some of these were coming pre-programmed. Nintendo will take the slightest bit of information and they will turn it into all devices. So if one device shows up and it is preloaded, they will say every device on that site is preloaded. And it's going to be kind of hard for you to, you know, defend yourself on that in the public eye without going to court. You need actual evidence. You need to be able to show it. You probably can show it online, but in court, you're able to get all your stuff. Okay. So Nintendo, we're like, oh my goodness. And I see, hold up. He could seriously use the help. I believe that, Alchemy Gaming. $2 million is a lot of money. And this is a, you know, great gentleman who knows what. Just picture a normal guy. You're just out there. Hey, I'm making my salary wage. You know, I'm a blue collar worker. And I'm making $50,000 a year, you know, living a good life. Hey, I see another opportunity. You know, I'm trying to open a business here. I have my website. I'm putting out a product. And then all of a sudden, bam, I get hit with a lawsuit. I go to court. I try to fight it. It looks like I'm not going to win. I then settle for $2 million. Oh, my gosh. $2 million, man, to Nintendo. And Nintendo has the money. So it's not even like that $2 million is going to put a drop in Nintendo's total bank account. Hell, the Switch has outsold the 3DS now. I mean, it still hasn't done the #1 system. I'll get into that later. But I just want to say, for anyone that deals with anything with Nintendo fan-made projects, whether it's a SX Core, SX Lite installation video, whether it's just showing gameplay of their games, watch out. Okay, make sure you take a look at everything you're doing, overcheck everything. Nintendo is watching. They watch my podcast. If you don't believe it, okay, just listen to some of the other podcasts. I literally put up a video that nothing happens to it. And then the moment I mention on my podcast, I go back, it's down. You know, so I know they're listening. It's not even a question if they're listening. They are listening. They might just have a couple people. We might have some people that be some Nintendo ninjas in my chat. Okay, let me look for you. I see if y'all see Nintendo ninjas, get them. Okay, but I just tuned in. Nick, I see you. Nick and Nick, we there. Okay, Nick and Nick, I like that. That'll be a nice. But Alchemy Gaming, yeah, he was just an enthusiast. Sweet Paul. Okay, they wanted to make an example out of him, unfortunately, and they made a hell of an example out of Tom Dills. A hell of an example. It actually scared everyone. I remember when that happened. Everyone was thinking they weren't even going to get the chips. I know there was another website that I actually, seen that was selling a chip, and they took everything off the website and started handling everything through PayPal. It was that bad. It actually rocked the scene. And from that point on, it went from there to Max, to Gary, to, Chen. We're getting China crackdowns, everywhere. They're cracking down everywhere. So this is a big thing for Nintendo to do, and taking down these fan-made games. What do you think happens? Nintendo gets a lot of I ain't even gonna say it, but they get a lot of crap talked about them in the public. A lot of people are saying, hey, this is not fair. It's a fan-made project. They should sue. Well, you can't sue. It's intellectual property owned by Nintendo. It's really nothing you can do. You just have to let that come down. Now, the one thing I will say is a learning lesson from this is advertising. Please, if you're doing anything in relation to Nintendo, just don't charge for it. I would say that. Just don't charge for it. If you're making some sort of revenue, and believe me, I've been victim to that. Okay, so I'm not just putting it out there like I'm not, in that bracket. I've been victim to it. I've understood. I've learned the hard way to now where I got a great group around me that kind of says, hey, nigga, look what you're doing, man. It's kind of stupid. I go, okay, my bad, But other than that, I'm just doing it and trying to watch my back at the same time. So anyone, just know Nintendo will take your stuff down. They will take down your page. They will take down your videos. They will take down your fan-made games. So Nintendo, shame on you, okay? But what you'll see if you go to the site, you'll see this game was removed from the site. We have received a DMCA takedown notice, and we're required to remove it from the site. Only you are able to view it. So all the developers for these fan-made games, shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys making those. That's kind of what the homebrew scene is all about, too. A lot of different people contributing to these projects, and it's a great thing when you have someone outside of these major gaming companies. Because let's be honest, if Xbox, Nintendo, Sony, let's say whoever else, Steam, if everybody just said, hey, we're not releasing any games, what happens to video games? We're stuck playing the same games. But with the community, we're able to create games outside of these major gaming companies. And I like that, a lot of these different, what is it? You can get Unreal or something else, and you can use these different engines to make your own games as well. So I love that about the community. All right. So Nick is lucky. Oh my goodness. I am lucky. I'm going to tell you, I am so lucky, okay, because I could have been right where Tom Dills was at some point. Good thing I've never sold any chips. I've never tried to sell any chips. That's the only thing that really saves me from all this is I didn't have a website. I didn't have any chips to sell. I was just kind of the one that was, putting it out there that these chips are available. So I felt kind of at risk at some point, but nonetheless, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So, anyone, I just want to say, if you're making fan-made projects, don't stop what you're doing. Just keep making them. Just don't put anything where you're making any revenue from it. Okay? So, bam. Now we got that out the way. All right. We're going to talk about the next subject because I want to get you guys calls in. I want to get through all this within an hour. So I got a lot to go through. Okay. So work with me. We're going to talk about these YouTubers' famous burgers. Now, before I even go into the story, I'm just going to tell you, I actually read it and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so dumb. But then the more I got into it, I actually found it hysterically funny. Okay, hysterically. Now, before I even move on, man, because I just, I'm seeing the guys in the comments and say, Nick be selling the info for free. You ain't lying. I need to be charged. Okay. But one thing I want to say is if you guys think Nintendo's playing, for all those people who think, hey, Nick's just talking, okay, Nintendo done many things, okay, besides all that I talked about. There's a popular Twitch person who was using Pokemon. I forgot her name. It was Poke Princess. There we go. Couldn't think of it. Poke Princess. She had shirts and all types of things she was making. The moment she started making those shirts and started making money from it, cease and desist. She changed her name to Digital Princess. All right. There was a fan-made Zelda game. The same thing. It was something that was in there where they were making revenue, instantly down. So don't make no money off Nintendo stuff. All right. So nonetheless, let's move on. Okay. So when I heard YouTubers famous burgers, I'm like, yo, this is going to be the dumbest ass story I've heard in my life. Oh my gosh. But it's gaming news. So I go through reading it. I'm reading. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. We're talking. And then I just bust out laughing. So we're going to go ahead and go over this story. I got to go through it. As much as I, got other things to talk about, this one actually was the funniest one. And also the Tetris player, I think his name was Jonas Nabayer or something like that. But I just wanted to mention that because I spoke about him earlier. Okay. So nonetheless, I want to go ahead and tell you about somebody, and this is a popular YouTuber. You guys may know him. You guys may watch his content. Okay. But there's a popular YouTuber named Mr. Beast. Okay, I have never watched Mr. Beast. Didn't even know anything about Mr. Beast until this day. Okay, but there's an article that I read on Kotaku. Shout out to Kotaku. And also the other article I think I got from GBA Temp. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna shout out GBA Temp anyway. Shout out to all you guys who rep on there and all your other gaming websites. Nintendo Life. I think that was the other one. Nintendo Life. Got to shout out you out. But nonetheless, Mr. Beast. This guy is super popular. All right. Apparently, big dude, everybody knows him. If anybody here knows him, you can shout him out, but I don't know him, okay? He recently started a virtual chain of burger joints, okay? Now, where did that come from? I don't know. I always encourage to branch out on business. As you see me, I started off, I wasn't doing YouTube to make videos to just do tutorials. I actually started doing YouTube videos to have customers of mine stop asking me so many damn questions. That was the real reason. I was getting so many questions that I said, you know what? I'm going to make videos so then these videos can be shown to my customers and then they don't have to ask me the same question over and over and over again. They can watch a video. That's how it started. Then there was one video, how to play N64 on Xbox One. That actually, I think it's my highest viewed video still to this date. I think it's probably at like 50,000, could be 6,000, not sure. Okay, don't quote me on that. But nonetheless, it was one of my highest viewed ones. And I have other high view videos, so don't think that's the only one. Okay, I got some other 10s, some 15s, some 20. I'm out there. Okay, but nonetheless, this video was my thing to say, you know what, maybe I can do this YouTube thing. And then I went from YouTube to doing videos to say, hey, maybe I'll do a Facebook page. I did a Facebook page. I have an Instagram page. From there, I said, you know what, I want to branch into podcasting because I don't want something to happen and I got all my eggs in one basket. And I branched over to podcasting, which was the best thing for me because what you guys don't know is that's kind of been my dream the whole time, broadcasting. So regardless if it's a video, radio, podcast, YouTube, doesn't matter. Long as I'm able to get the information out to you guys, that's what really matters. So, popular YouTuber Mr. Beast started a virtual chain of burger joints, okay? And so this guy, right, he actually goes ahead and says, hey, baby, you want some food? She says, yeah, I want some food, okay? So then they go ahead and they do like anybody else. You guys all do it. We're all victim to it. We go to Uber Eats or something if we don't want to get off our lazy asses off the couch and go drive and get some food, okay? And just so you guys know, these Uber Eats and what's the other one? I think it's, damn, I was about to say Diner Dash. Wow, I play games too many times. But it's different apps where you can go ahead and get food delivered to you. A lot of businesses, especially mom and pops, don't actually make a lot of revenue off that, if any. Okay, but nonetheless, these, two wonderful people, this wonderful couple says, baby, let's go ahead and order something. She says, okay. So then they're scrolling down the list, right? They're on Uber Eats app. You're like, yeah, I'm going down. And they see this one called Mr. Beast Burgers. Now, me and my wife do this all the time. We scroll down and we look, and she says, ooh, this looks good. Look at the pictures. So you go look at these pictures. Now, it's sad it's not like the most informative. You don't have like a list of reviews telling you how the stuff tastes or the scenery or nothing. You just got pictures, okay? And the pictures are saying, hey, come eat us. We're great. We're tasty. So then you go through and you're looking down. So they're looking at Mr. Beast Burgers. And these burgers look good, baby. Oh, my goodness. Look at those fries. Oh, gosh. We got to get Mr. Beast Burgers, okay? So they order Mr. Beast Burgers, right? So they sit here and they order it. They go, okay, I'm going to order Mr. Beast burgers. And they're like, ooh, I'm going to get me a double cheese and I want this and that on it. Another one says, baby, I don't eat all that stuff, okay? Just put lettuce and, just a little bit of ketchup and mustard on mine, and that's how it goes, okay? So then you order it. So, of course, the gentleman, the man, of course, the brain of the operations, right? He says, wait, baby, we already ordered the food, but let me take a deeper look into this Mr. Beast burgers, right? Starts looking into the Mr. Beast burgers. He's like, And he then finds out that Mr. Beast burgers is part of a virtual chain of the YouTuber Mr. Beast. So he's like, oh, damn it. Did I just order YouTube burgers? Oh, God. What's going to be nastier than YouTube burgers? Let's be honest. You know what? You can tell me you're giving me White Castle sliders. They call them sliders for a reason. Okay, they slide in, they slide out. Delicious, but they're sliders. But you're reading this and you go, damn it, baby. We just ordered 2 YouTube burgers. Now, I'm pretty much sure Mr. Beast is not there making the burgers because it's just showing up on Uber Eats. Okay, it's a virtual chain. It's multiple of them. And you know what it is? It's actually another restaurant that's making these burgers for Mr. Beast. Hell, it's probably just a mom and pop somewhere like, ooh, Mr. Beast is paying somebody to make his burgers. Hey, let's make some extra money. And right now with the pandemic going on, it's perfect. Hell, I'll make some burgers for you, Mr. Beast. I go get the quick meat over there from Jewel. I'll just pat up some burgers. I'll put some seasoning on it and bam. Well, I'll have you a couple Mr. Beast burgers. All right. But Mr. Beast is known for giving tons of money away for charity. So this is one of them. This is one that Mr. Beast says, hey, anything you buy, any of these burgers, go to charity. He does all these different stunts. Okay, but all of them go to charity. So this husband says, you know what, baby? Do you want to order pizza? Okay, Grubhub. There we go, Joe. That's what I was looking for. That's the other one, Grubhub. So he says, hey, you know what, baby? I don't think this is going to work. We don't need no damn YouTube burgers tonight. Can we just order pizza? Okay, the pizza joint's right around there. We got a couple of them. We got Aurelio's. We got Beggars. We got, all these Domino's, Pizza Hut, what is it? Little Caesars. I don't get it. That's fine. But we got them all over here. Okay. So let's order pizza, baby. Cut that crap out. Delete the YouTube burger. She says, no, baby, I got the taste. I want this Mr. Beast burger so bad. I don't care. It's a YouTube burger. Did you see the pictures? And I want to say this, put this on the record. Women, they love those pictures, man. They see that picture, they mean it. That picture's real. Baby, look at this picture. That burger looks delicious. And all I'm thinking is, hell, the dude probably took the picture 2 years ago at some other place and just posted it up like, hey, this is my burger. But nope, I swear by it, baby. I'm telling you, this picture here is the burger. They would have taken it down. That's false advertising. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So nonetheless, these burgers are being made by, and I'm going to make sure I get this correct, Brio Italian Grill and Buca di Beppo. Ooh, I like how I said that. Buca di Beppo. Okay, but there's different locations around the country you can get the orders. So there is not one person just ordering Mr. Beast burgers. There are tons of people right now ordering Mr. Beast burgers. Mr. Beast is killing it right now. Mr. Beast, holler at me. Okay, can I get me a burger? Okay, you can name it the Nick Beast. I'll take it. All right, but nonetheless. So this guy, they get the food. All right. As soon as they get the food, they open it up. They unwrap it. Oh, gosh. Oh, let's eat it. What the hell? Oh, my goodness. So the guy says, I'm going to go ahead and read this verbatim. And I'm going to take a drink because, wow, I couldn't even believe after I read it. So, Mr. Beast, we roasting you right now, okay? Mr. Beast, you should be ashamed of yourself for these burgers. So he said, you probably want to know how the food tasted, right? Well, to be honest, it wasn't great. The burger, which is supposed to be a smash burger, looked more like a burger you would get at any school lunchroom. Okay, your lunch lady could have made this burger. It was also barely seasoned. They didn't even put no pepper, salt, seasoned salt. They didn't put no damn paprika, no parsley. I don't know what you put anything on it. They didn't put nothing. Okay, tasted extremely plain. And personally, when I think of a smash burger, I think of something with crunch, color, flavor. Instead, this was soft and grayish. Oh, God, disgusting. Okay, Mr. Beast, stop it. Okay, but nonetheless, it's like the burger you get at a bad party where some dude thinks he's the grill master. He's cooking it up, but he's just a dude who bought a big grill and some cheap beef. Oh, my goodness. I'm done. That was the best way to say it. He's just a dude that bought a big grill with some cheap beef. You can't make that cheap beef taste any better. I'm sorry. You got to get some quality meat. Okay? You can get a cheap grill and some quality meat and you can have a decent burger. But if you get a big famous, I got all this money I spent on this smoker. Oh, it's going to smoke these burgers you're not going to make that cheap beef taste any better. You just won't. It's terrible. Okay? So then he goes on about the fries. We're not done. The fries, on the other hand, were better as they were coated in seasoning, consisting of salt, garlic, spicy red pepper, sugar, and lime. Now, I don't know how the hell my man ate 1 or 2 fries and knew that it had salt, garlic, spicy red pepper, sugar, and lime. Hell, I just know if it got salt on mine. I'm like, oh, these are seasoned fries. I can tell it's seasoned. I can't tell you if it's spicy red pepper and garlic. He has to be a chef. He has to be. Okay. They could have been coated better, but a quick shake in their paper bags that's plastered with Mr. Beast stickers helps spread the flavor around each crinkle fry. Okay. So just the moral of the story of this is, if you want to eat some food that comes from a YouTuber owned virtual restaurant and you live near a Brio Italian Grill or Buca di Beppo, then now's your chance. Just go ahead and holler at Mr. Beast. Okay, go right on your Uber Eats. Okay, go on Uber Eats or go on YouTube. Just say, hey, Mr. Beast, where can I find your burgers? And you want to support Mr. Beast, just buy the damn burgers. Okay, Brio Italian Grill, Buca di Beppo. And you want to just buy one burger and you still want to order the other food on the menu, you can do that. Okay, so you don't have to be stuck with that. But nonetheless, I want to show some pictures of these burgers. Man, wouldn't that be good? Just to show a picture of the burger. Oh my God. I got to show this. I got to show it. Look at that burger, man. Oh, disgusting, man. Get me back on screen. Oh, disgusting, man. If that don't look like a burger. Actually, I'm hungry right now, so I probably would still eat that. But that's not no burger you should be paying top dollar. Mr. Beast, I want to just say this right now. You should be ashamed of yourself for letting them sell this burger. If I was you, Mr. Beast, I would put out a YouTube statement right now. You got the power. When you got the people on your side, you got the power. You need to put out a statement and say, you know what? Whoever they got this from, this is not how the Mr. Beast burger should be. The Mr. Beast burger should be crunchy. It should be delicious. It should be juicy. Okay, it shouldn't look like this. This definitely looks like a lunchroom burger. I mean, hell, I went to high school and we had burgers just like this. But guess what we also had? We had Domino's Pizza and Taco Bell. And what do you think we all did? We got Taco Bell and Domino's. Hell, I started liking Domino's because we had it in my high school. Yeah, we were bougie. Okay, I would say we're bougie because it's no other school I've been to that had Taco Bell and Domino's. If you guys had that, let me know. So nonetheless, I just want to go ahead and say that. Shout out Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, I don't visit your channel. I'm going to take a look at it. I will do that for you. But nonetheless, thank you for providing that wonderful story. I'm glad to see your burger at the terribly disgusting way it looks. And I just want to say, keep doing your thing if it's for charity. Okay, if people want to keep buying these burgers, be my guest. All right, I'm going to go to some of the comments. Looks like a Shake Shack burger. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I like that. Okay, that looks like shit. Like a double cheeseburger. Yo, why y'all doing this to me, man? Why y'all doing this to me, okay? All right, that's something that you could seek your... No, I'm not sinking nothing into that. Scotty Parker, my man, I knew I was going to catch you in here too, Scotty. All right, Chelsea's World, I see that. That's sad, sad, sad. Scotty. Yo, y'all are retarded, man. When you got no more teeth, it's the perfect burger. I agree. It looks like that burger is mushy as it can be. You just gum it to death. So, Taco Bell is better. Domino's. Bedhead Gaming. Yo, what is up? I was watching your stream earlier today, man. You are killing it on Facebook, man, my dude. Bedhead Gaming, like I said, my guy, he plays mobile games. I forgot the mobile game that you play, man. Is it, not League of Legends. Maybe. I'm not sure. But I watch you play it, man. Looks great. I just support you. I just watch it to support you, my dude. You my dude. But Joe, okay, that's what, with being a chef, that's a joke. I like hearing it from the chef's perspective. All right, Joe says, you got a pro chef in the house, and I can rip on this all day. Mr. Beast, my meat burger. Mr. Beat, my meat burger. Yo, that burger. Oh, Joe. And see, I'm glad that Joe, definitely, Joe, I hear about your chefing skills all the time. I know that was upsetting for you to watch. I know it was very upsetting, especially seeing the disgustingness of that burger. Mr. Beast, shout out your YouTube, man. I'll check you out. Hopefully you can come here, and hell, I'll write you. I'm about to come on your channel now and just comment, hey, Mr. Beast, I talked about you in my podcast and your burgers. I'm sure everybody else is too, you know, because that burger was just horrible. Okay. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get into the next one, which I'm going to go ahead. I think I pulled up an actual article for, okay, because I was wondering about this and I wanted to know more about it. You know, I kind of want to skip it because I love Xbox so much. You know, I just want to talk about Xbox all day. Now, I know you guys are like, oh, such a damn fanboy, Nick. Gosh, get the stick out your ass. Oh, you got on Microsoft's panties, Nick. Take them off. You know what I mean? I know. I'm bad. All right. But I will say, I love Microsoft. Microsoft, hire me. Okay? I'll be a personal podcaster. I'll talk good stuff about you, and then I'll get on my own show and talk about you badly. Okay? That's the way I do it. But nonetheless, I want to go ahead and get on the next topic, which is advanced Mii's in Zelda Breath of the Wild. Okay, and the reason some people, now if you don't care about Mii's, you probably don't care. You're like, Nick, who cares? It's a Mii. All right, you don't care about Mii's. I understand there's a lot of people who don't care about the Mii characters, but I'm one that do. I love the Mii characters. I like having any character that looks like me. Okay, no pun intended, but it looks like me. And then it's a Mii character, and now it fits all your different style, everything. So you can walk around and say, hey, this is my virtual character. We've seen Bitmojis, and we've seen all types of people create these different characters, and they're like, hey, this is me. You know, Microsoft, I'm sorry, I will dog you, but your avatars is not cutting it. I don't think your avatar doesn't make me look like me. All right? I don't use the avatar now on my Series X. You will never, ever see me using that. Actually, I probably have avatar. Let me shut up. But anyways, okay? So this person figured out that in Zelda Breath of the Wild, that they actually use an advanced Mii creator. Okay, let's just call it Mii Advanced Creator. Okay, because it seems like it's not that different from the way current Mii's are made. Hell, this guy got so good in looking at it and seeing it that he is stating that he is able to now import Mii's into Zelda Breath of the Wild. So just imagine you're playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, and then you import your own Mii as a character. Oh my gosh. This is what modding's about. This is what the homebrew scene is about. This is what I love to hear. Now, I gotta shout him out. The guy's name is Hey I'm Heroic. So you can just @ Hey I'm Heroic. I'm sure everything will pull up. My man, it says I'm Alice, so I'm not sure if it's a girl or not, but whoever, hey, I'm Heroic. I just want to say that I appreciate your hard-earned work on this, okay? I will be using this, and I will put my own Mii character in Zelda Breath of the Wild. I would love to see how I look in this game. Hell, I'm probably going to look the exact same way as me, but I'm in the game, okay? Imagine if you did this across all games. Now you're playing Doom. You know what? And I'm like, hell, I want to kill myself. So I turn myself into one of the monsters on Doom. And now I'm just gunning 100 of myself. You know what I mean? Just gun myself down. Bow, bow, bow. That's lovely. That's what it's about. We should be able to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. See if I can pull this up on screen. Okay, because I actually want to pull this up. And I want to get everything about this. So let's go ahead and get this pulled up here. Oh, there goes the tweet. Bam, I found the tweet. Nice, nice, nice. Let's pull the tweet up. All right. Bam. Okay, so we got the tweet up and say, hi, Mii expert here. Turns out the NPCs in, of course, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it's a mouthful, use an advanced version of Mii format. That means with modding, you can inject Mii's into the game. Thinking about opening commission for Mii injects, both screenshot images of your Mii and mod downloads. Imagine having a library of custom Mii's. You want to put Stone Cold in there, okay? Throw Stone Cold in there. You want to go ahead and put Undertaker to go against them. You can do that. Okay, hell, maybe you want to put Gary and Max in there, okay? You can put them in there. You can put anybody in there that has a Mii character created for them, and it would be nice to inject them. Now, I'll go ahead and read from the tweet. With modding, it's possible to convert and import Mii's into The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild as NPCs. If you want your Mii in a game, or you want to suggest a Mii, I've been thinking about doing a Mii injection commissions on my Twitter @ Hey I'm Heroic. I would have done more, but people already started reposting my stuff from Twitter at Hey I'm Heroic on other websites, so I kind of had to rush this out. I understand you want all the credit. That's why I'm going to give you your credit. Okay, that's what Nick Moses do. I always got to shout you. I'm not going to leave you hanging. Hey, I'm Heroic. You're the man. Everybody who wants their own me or wants this to happen, message Hey, I'm Heroic and said, let's do it. Okay, MoFam said, let's do it. Let them know MoFam sent you. Okay. But let's look at these characters. They actually look very similar to, so look at Barrett, Matt, Alice, Gunner. They just put them in there. Does that not look nice? Does that not look great? I looked at this and I was so amazed at the beauty of it. You go from old to new and the way it looks is just gorgeous. That is Barrett from Smash now. Like, oh my goodness, I cannot overstate this anymore. That advanced me editor, oh my goodness, I'm so glad you figured it out. Hey, I'm Heroic. Shoot, you want to message? Do I need to do a video for you? You know what I mean? Because this is beautiful. I'm going to pull myself back up on Big Chat. We got to go ahead and see that. But, I think that's very, very gorgeous, by the way. It's called You Me or something I read. So You Me, that's what it's called. They don't really look that similar. Oh, Andrea. Okay, well, I'm with you. They don't look identical or that similar, but it's close enough for me, Andrea. Okay, that's all I need. Because right now, I don't get none of that. Every time I do facial recognition, I come looking like Dural from Virtual Fighter. And if those who don't know who Dural is, he's the last secret person that you fight on Virtual Fighter. And if you lose, that's it. It don't look like nothing. It looks like one of the Fortnite skins that ain't got no face. Okay, I've tried the facial recognition in games. So far, it has been terrible for me. Other people's experience may have been different. Dead Specimen, we need to put Tom in there. Oh, my goodness. Tom Dilts, we got you, man. We putting you in there, Tom. You're going to go ahead and be a me. We got to get this revenue up for you, man. We trying to do something. We need to help you out. $2 million is a lot of money. Okay, we can get your character rolling in there. We could, say, hey, this is a donation character. You know what I mean? You donate, you get the character. We'll do something for you, okay? But remember, Dural. Yo, Dural's the worst, man. That's how I look every time I try facial recognition. I just look like my face is just blurred. I don't know why it doesn't work for me. Okay, they are 50% similar. I'll take that. That's good enough. But it's nice to know that it can be imported. And I'm curious of what other games use the same format for the characters, because imagine other games that also you can do this with. Oh my god, NBA 2K facial rig. You know what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It was garbage. You look like a bug in the middle of a bug of Cyberpunk. That's what you look like. Okay, it was just terrible. So I want to say thank you for that. Hey, I'm Heroic. You guys can follow the Twitter page. We really appreciate your work. We want to keep things like that going. We got people saying it's 50% similar. It looked great to me. Okay. But 50%, I'll take that. Okay. So it looks kind of similar. Keep doing your thing. I think you should start that. I think it'll be a huge following to follow you shortly on that. Okay. So now let's get back to it. Oh, yes. You guys know what I want to talk about. It's not even nothing else to say. Xbox. Ah! I love Xbox. Gosh, I love you, Microsoft. I know people been crapping on your system, man. They've been talking so bad about you. They said the Series X is boring. I heard it. I cried, man, because you're not boring. You just have a lot of the same games in Game Pass that people have already played. That's not boring. That's giving people the opportunity to play some wonderful titles if you haven't played them. I understand you, Microsoft. I understand you loud and clear. And hey, you're catering to those people who may not have $60 for all these new games, You're catering to those people that says, hey, I just want to go ahead and play a couple games without having to pay much. Game Pass, here I come. So, Series X, shout out to you. Now, so I want to say the reason a lot of people are stating this, and I don't know, this is speculation right now. I don't know if it's true, but I have to put it out there, okay? And they're talking about my dog, so I'm kind of upset. You can't be talking about Microsoft like this, okay? But we're going to go ahead and talk about it. So people are saying the reason that Microsoft Series X controllers were developed to use batteries was because they have a deal with Duracell. And if that is the case, that explains everything, because the main question I had and many others after this is, why do we need AA batteries at a time like this? You have controllers where you can plug up and have a built-in battery pack, and you can simply have it built into the controller and people plug up and charge it. And even if it breaks, we now know how to take apart controllers. I'm sure we can replace that. Okay, so I'm going to go through some of these comments. I love reading you guys' comments. Send Tom a modded Switch. Joshua Drake, yo, we need to, man. We got to send Tom something. Buying them double A's, you know it, Joe. Okay, Excel batteries, the only battery for the Xbox controller. Angel, what is up? I seen Angel said, Nick, I want to know if you can add 4 2-terabyte drives to a JTAG. Angel, you know what? Message me on Facebook. I'm going to go ahead and answer that. In the show, got the algorithm going. You know how that is. And I got podcasters listening. They might not want to hear about the JTAG, you know. So just message me. I got you. On Facebook, it's in my description. Okay, and while you're there, you might as well just leave a review, you know, on the podcast. But nonetheless, we get to it. So, I hate buying batteries. Get a battery pack. Bruh, I've already bought one, Joe, because I couldn't take that. The moment I knew it had just batteries, I said, I'm buying a battery pack. It's no way I'm going to be sitting here using AA forever. It's not the year of 95. We don't need AA batteries. All right, Scotty Parker says, lithium ion, baby. Okay, they better learn. I like it because the batteries are removable. Got the Amazon basic batteries and charger. Andrea, okay, we got it because the batteries are removable. So let me ask, would it be better to have batteries or would it be better to have a battery pack? Now remember, you can get rechargeable AA batteries. You can buy a set of 4. And each time you have to switch them out, you can recharge the other batteries. Rechargeable batteries are out there. They've been a thing. So you can simply buy those, recharge them, and it's similar to a battery pack. You just have to replace the batteries. But these battery packs also a lot of times have stands that you can place your controller on where it automatically charges the controller when you're finished. So then, therefore, you really never have a point where your controller dies. That's the beauty of those battery packs, especially for gamers like me who are faithful for putting it on that charger. As soon as I finish, that's the only way I know where the controller is. Other than that, it's somewhere buried into the couch in the kitchen. I don't know how the hell my Xbox 360, or excuse me, 360, boy, showing my age. Xbox Series X controller end up in the kitchen. I don't know. I just walk in the kitchen, I get something to drink, and next thing I know, I'm looking for the controller, and it's by the refrigerator, or it's by the cabinet. I don't know. I always do that. But nonetheless, let's go through some other ones. So, Steiner, what is up? Good to see you on the podcast, man. Make me this of the Duracell commercial where the kid rages and runs down the street with the Xbox console. Yo, I can see that already. Seal batteries are not good or consumer friendly. Andrea dropping a knowledge. So what Andrea's saying is, if you have this built-in battery pack and something happens, it could possibly cause more damage. I'm seeing what Andrea's saying. AA's are just bad. Young OG Kyle in the house. Kyle, what's up? Like me, I forget to charge them. I do that sometimes, okay? But now I've gotten used to being faithful and putting it on that charger. It works great for me. That is like Amazon Basic. One, it has 2 cradles and 2 battery packs. Amazon Basic, yo, Amazon is killing it, man. But, you know, Elon Musk and Sir Man's my man. Okay, but we ain't gonna get into all that. Okay, rechargeable AA batteries only have 1.2 volts per battery. Brand new are 1.5 volts. Rechargeable AA are garbage from the beginning. Oh, Scotty Parker said trash bags, garbage cans, and Glad bags. Okay, save it. Let me get a sip on that. Shout out to Scotty. I like that, Scotty. But to me, it makes total sense. I always wondered. Now, I understand it's a lot easier to go off of the same format of your controller as previous iterations. So it makes sense from a development standpoint for that development team. They're just like, hey, we don't have to change nothing on our controllers. We're just going to make it closer to the Elite. That's it. That's all we have to do. Okay, once we do that, we're good to go. And what happens? It comes out, and people like me just eat it up. Eat it up. Oh, I love the controller. Oh, my goodness, it's delicious. Oh, I love everything about it. And then after a while, I'm like, yo, I can't stand this battery crap. Damn it, my batteries died right in the middle of my match. I'm telling you, the worst thing to have happen is a fighting game or a shooting game where you're playing and your batteries die. It will be the reason why you go and buy a rechargeable battery pack. It'll be the reason why you always have an extra rechargeable on deck. Okay? You got to get the Japanese-made batteries, not Chinese ones for rechargeable AA's. Ooh, shots fired. No, but I heard that too. I heard the Japanese batteries are way better, so that's not shot fired. I heard that also. Okay, so get rechargeable ones or rechargeable pack. Okay, so get either one. All right, now, I will tell you, it's out there. You can order it right now. Now, I won't say mine is an official Microsoft product. It's not. It came from somewhere else. I just buy it. Okay, I'm like, oh, I'll try it. If it doesn't work, oh well, it's not much, and it works. Okay, if those want to know the links, I'll go ahead and afterwards just, send me that picture of the review on the podcast. I got you. Okay, no, I got you. God, just message me on Facebook. Okay, trying to keep with the algorithm, but I can agree, Xbox has to have some deal with Duracell. This is at the time where I would expect a rechargeable battery pack, if not just rechargeable, just a built-in battery pack. And if the controller breaks or something like that, you have a department that you can unscrew, remove that component, and be able to replace it. So therefore, you're not only making money on the part that's replaceable, because it's eventually going to go bad, right? So when it goes bad, now Microsoft can actually say, hey, you have to buy this part to put back in your controller to replace that. I would have seen that as more money. But that's more money for Microsoft, not more money for Duracell. Now, I guess Duracell could have technically made that battery pack. But, Duracell's like, hey, man, we're trying to keep AA's going forever. Hell, we want AA's to last forever. We want AA's to be around till, I'm 90. They still want AA's going. Okay, and don't get me wrong, batteries will always serve their purpose. They're always going to be around in some shape, form, or fashion. AA's is probably the number one battery of all batteries. AAA's is now becoming super popular as well, but I just see AA's with everything. Rarely see C batteries anymore. I rarely see D batteries anymore. It's mostly AAA's, AA's, and you got the circle batteries, which are like the CR302s and CR this and CR that, all the different ones. Make a nuclear-powered cell. Dead, you fool of doo-doo. Batteries suck. I hydropower my controllers. Oh, dead specimen with the hydropower. Okay, I was watching Black Mirror the other day, and that was crazy. Okay, lady had a car, pulled up her car to a charge station. Wasn't even a gas station. It was a charge station. And then she didn't have the compatible charger, and she was looking for does anyone have a compatible charger? I'm like, yo, that would be crazy. Okay, I just go up to the pump. Hey, I can pay at the pump. I can go in. I just slap it up in there. Hey, 87, 89, 91. I'm done. Okay, I'm done. Okay, and I could get the other one, which, the fourth one that you see with ethanol. I'll never touch it. But nonetheless, that's there. If I need it, worst case scenario, I need to save some dollars, and it's cheap. Hey, I'm putting this in there. Might tear up my engine, but I can do it. Okay? I hope, Microsoft, you do not do this in the future. I don't care if you got to deal with Duracell. Cut it out. You got enough. Okay, you got enough. Call of Duty got Doritos and Mountain Dew. I don't see them chasing everybody else. Okay, hell, let's get RC. Okay, let's get Fagos. Why are we going to do that? We don't need them. Okay, we got Doritos and Dew. D&D. That's all we need. And you can get all your codes off of there, and you can get your double XP all the time. I'm a big fan of Call of Duty, if you guys don't know, and I definitely use my double XP points. So now with that out the way, we got that. We're going to get right into the next one. I told you I was trying to get through everything, but I knew it was going to take time. Switch outsells the 3DS. Now, I knew this day was coming. I think we all knew this day was coming because it was going to be eventually happening. The Switch is selling like crazy. One of the top selling consoles. When everybody was going crazy over the next gen systems, not being able to be bought because they're out of stock, people were still buying the Nintendo Switch consoles. If anything, they were selling just the same. I don't even want to say they took a loss at all. Just think, especially if, I can get, my child one of these systems I got to go crazy and try to find, or I can buy him a Nintendo Switch that's readily available. Easy choice for me. So the Switch has now sold. Now I'm going to get into the technical part of this, and this is coming from Nintendo. What is it? NintendoLife.com. Okay. So, and I want to put it on my screen here. I like to always get it up and see the whole thing here. That's just me. All right. So, as of December 26th, 2020, according to the sales tracking website, VG Charts, which shout out to VG Charts, good website, Nintendo Switch has finally outsold the 3DS, hitting an estimated 76,285,948,000 units sold. The 3DS, released in 2011, has so far sold 75,906,986 units. Okay. Oh my God, that is ridiculous. The Switch is still selling. It's selling so bad that I still get people telling me, I just bought a Nintendo Switch. I just had one of my buddies call me. I haven't spoke to him in years. He called me out the blue. He's like, yo, you're doing YouTube now. Everybody's finding me through YouTube, by the way, in the pocket. They're like, yo, I didn't even know. It's crazy how people are finding me now. But he goes, yo, what's the thing now, man? You were doing the 360 back then. I remember you helped me out with my system. What's the thing now? And I told him, you know what? Don't even waste your time. Just go straight to Nintendo Switch. He was like, can I buy a new one? Yeah, you better jump on it because you're not going to have many chips and nothing around. Okay, I'm sure some clones and things like that will come. But right now, SX cores and lights are scarce. You're rarely finding them. Okay, so please. Okay, and also, guys, if you do want to speak anything about those mod chips, you're looking for them or things like that, I don't sell them. Okay, so I don't want you coming to me, but you can go to my Discord. Okay, I got a lot of great gentlemen there in my Discord who can help you. If you have any questions in relation to the product, you can go to the Team Executor Discord. There's a link there to get the Team Executors Discord from there. Okay, so you can be able to get all your questions answered. Maybe you got a black screen and you're like, I don't know what to do. You go to my Discord, you can be able to probably get the answer there. But if you can't, you can definitely go to Team Executor Discord and get that answer. But we want everybody to be able to have working systems. The whole point is not to have people with these broken systems. Now, being that Nintendo Switch has outsold the 3DS, do you guys think Nintendo Switch will be the top selling console of all time? Does anybody think that? That's what I gotta ask. Does anybody think Nintendo Switch will be the top selling console of all time? I need to hear that. Let me see the chat. Let me see that. Okay. Switch needs to outsell 3DS and Wii U to break sales record, though. Talk. And look, Dead Specimen, hell yeah. Kyle, no. Okay. We got a couple different. This is what I'm talking about. Now, me personally, if I had to guess, I love Nintendo Switch. Yes, I think so because of 2020 with everyone from home. That's a great reason, Joe. It's a lot of things that fall in line for that. I'm going to tell you, I don't think it has a chance against the PS2. Key Monk's right. I don't think it has a chance. I'm with Key Monk on this. I don't. The reason I will say I don't, it's tough. It's tough to say. I can't really say for 100% certain, but this is my reason for no. And then I'll go ahead and play devil's advocate against myself. How about that? I want to say no because the PlayStation 2 was out at a time where it had a multifunctional purpose. There were people who literally got the PlayStation 2 just to watch DVDs. Okay, they will mod it and they would just be watching different DVDs. There were people who got the PlayStation. Oh, excuse me. I don't think it was DVDs at that time. It was files on CD. Damn, that's so long ago. Man, was this CDs? Yo, I can't even remember. I'm getting too damn old. But nonetheless, they modded for that reason. We had people who use it as a CD player just for the audio. And I do believe it was putting files on CDs to watch. I believe that was the thing for PlayStation 2. Also, you could put files on a hard drive and be able to watch them for the PlayStation 2. It was DVD. Okay, see, whoo, okay, I know. Whoo, getting old there. But a lot of people use it for multi-purpose. So it wasn't just a game system. It was a lot more. There were people who literally bought these systems because they wanted to watch movies or they wanted to listen to music. And that was the only reason they purchased it. At the time, it was one of the affordable consoles. It wasn't one that was, I think at the time, the other systems were going for about $100 more. So you can get this system, save yourself $100. And now you can not only play games, and then let's also talk about they did have the adapter that came later that you could hook up. You could be able to connect dial-up. Okay, there were some wonderful things you can do there. We could talk about the Game Shark. Action Replay. Okay, we could talk about all that. It was so many different functions to the PlayStation 2. And I just think that motivated the sales a lot. There were even rappers I heard back in the day, and you guys know. And also shout out everybody at the beginning of the podcast. Shoemaker, he's making shoe. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to finish watching that. I'm gonna put more of that in the podcast. Nick Peso spoke with him. He's another guy. His song was at the beginning. He's Instagram new artist. So many I can get on that, but nonetheless. So I will say that's the reason. Now, Switch has a lot of things going for it. And this is why I'm going to play the devil's advocate. Because Nintendo Switch has so many things going for it. It has the pandemic. Pandemic's a big thing. People are staying at home. But the difference is competition. I think the biggest benefit of Nintendo Switch was the portability of it, which now is no longer a big factor with everyone staying at home. So I think it kind of takes a hit for that. But nonetheless, with other systems being sold out, people being at home, that does help. Okay. Also, the sales are high because it's Nintendo. It's a lot of Nintendo titles and games that literally sell the system. That's what Nintendo has in its favor. It's a big thing for Nintendo. Okay. Joe, the price. Nice one. Okay. Joe, you mentioned the price. Now, some people would say Nintendo Switch is pretty steep because you can buy, I believe, a Xbox Series S, I think, for the same price. I'm not sure. Okay. But I know Nintendo Switch has different ones that you can purchase. But you can buy a Series S for the same price of a Nintendo Switch. So that's a competition. That's a competition point. But nonetheless, Nintendo Switch right now, I know there's so much more that you can do with it. So you might want to just go for the Switch. And then if we're talking about the Lite, yes, Lite is definitely, it's going to be $100 cheaper. You're talking about, I believe, a $200 or $199 price point. Yes, that would be a great buy, especially to bring you into current console gaming where games being released are still being released for Nintendo Switch. So it's not like you're out of the loop. Okay, it may be a couple games, but you're also going to get first-party titles that's on no other system. So you will get to enjoy that. Now, I'm going to go through some of these comments, all right? And now, it'll maybe beat Wii if they lump the Switch Pro sales in with the Switch sales like the 3DS family devices. I will agree with T-Monk on that. They have bundled the 3DS family all together, which, of course, is going to quadruple sale. I mean, it's a family of different ones, okay? It was Dreamcast versus PS2 and the PS2 won. And Dreamcast, you know what? The PS2 won, but the Dreamcast is favored by high in the homebrew scene for some reason. Everybody loves the Dreamcast. I think what it stood for and what it did at the time was ahead of its time, but the marketing behind Sony was just 10 times better than Dreamcast by a long shot. If you bought a PS2 for DVDs, you done goofed. I got like 4 of them, and everyone has a broken optical drive. Thank God for free McBoot. I remember that. Oh, I love that so much. Dreamcast didn't even make it out of the gate. GameCube was only slight competition of PS2. GameCube, how could I forget GameCube, which also was a great system. I didn't even think GameCube was going to make it with those mini discs. I'm like, oh, those mini discs, nobody's going to shut my mouth. Okay. And then we got Zelda and Metroid Mario primary, you just say those. Zelda, Metroid, Mario. It's the reason why most people probably buy their Nintendos. The Lite used to go from 170 to 200. The version 1, 300 and up. You know, version 1, I'm sorry, I would still pay 300, 400. I would pay even 500 for a version 1. I might be overdoing it, but the version 1 being able that you could just go ahead and slide that jig on the side and load up that's a lot. People are underestimating that. You need to pay that top dollar to get that. That's well deserved and well worth the money. Yeah, the 1.4 gigabyte mini DVDs were such a weird choice for Nintendo. It was super weird. Nobody expected it. I think Nintendo was actually trying to be ahead of the curve, you know, kind of like the PlayStation 3 Blu-ray thing. And then Microsoft said, hey, we're going to come out with the HD DVD, which failed in the same aspect, I think, of these mini DVDs. I think they were trying to go the mini DVD route to predict the future and just made a wrong move. That's my guess. Okay. Even today, the systems everyone wants to emulate. It is true. Everyone wants to emulate Nintendo systems. I still have my version 1. Stein up version 1 is what it. Version 1 is not even worth $300 though. Brand new, unopened. That's retail. Okay, so Alchemy Gaming, I might be saying, but I see people selling them and they're like, hey, I know I got a version 1. I'm selling it for this much, and they charge overdue for it. Okay, so nonetheless, I will say that, you know what? I'm gonna pull up here the actual list of top systems of best-selling consoles. We can just end this right now. Okay, let me get this on screen here. All right. Bam, bam, ba-boom, boom, bam. That's what I'm talking about, Nick. You're doing it. You're doing it, Nick. Okay, bye, yeah. Let's look at this list. So, PlayStation 2. Key Monk, you were right. Didn't even have to look at it. You already knew it was up there. PlayStation 2. And look what's right under it. The Nintendo DS family. They had to get a whole entire DS family to even come close to the PlayStation 2. And it's still winning. So you're right. If they bundle Switch Pro and Switch Sales, Switch Lite, and they just bundle it all into a family, maybe it has a chance. But as it stands, the DS family is still almost an entire million under the PlayStation 2. Then you got Game Boy, number 3, way under the mark at 118.69 million. Now you see Nintendo Switch sitting there, it says 68.30 million. This hasn't been updated. This is actually the Wikipedia page, which has not been updated. VG Charts has an updated list, I believe, showing that. But I just pulled up real quick Wikipedia. It was easy. I was just able to type it. Okay. So I see here Nintendo Switch jumping over the 3DS family. I do see them jumping over PlayStation Portable, Game Boy Advance, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. But everybody said the right thing. Will they pass the Wii? Passing the Wii is actually big deal. If you pass the Wii is also another system that had something going for it that other systems didn't. The Wii was the only system at that time that was suitable for all ages, and I think it was by far suitable for all ages in any other system. You have Wiimotes where I've seen 90-year-old people box each other in Wii boxing. I've seen them play all types of games that they would never play. I've seen people use that as an exercise machine. I've seen little kids use it to play their favorite games. I've seen first-person shooters. Call of Duty was on it. I mean, I've seen everything with these controllers. They used the motion sensor so great on the Wii. It was by far, to me, ahead of its time. And I may be overstating it there, but to me, the Wii was ahead of its time, where you had competition like the Xbox 360 on one side, you got the PlayStation 3 on the other, you then got the Wii holding its own against these two powerhouses. And not only holding its own, outselling it. As you can see, PlayStation 3 and Xbox side by side, and the Wii way surpassed them. So the Wii is a system that a lot of people don't give it the credit that is due. But the Wii system shuts down a lot. It was big, man. I still got a Wii. I have a Wii U. They're both modded, of course. And, I always will bust them out at times if I need to. But right now with Nintendo Switch, it puts them to shame for me. So that's just me nonetheless. So, yeah, let me go ahead and get to some of the comments. Surprised the DS is actually so close. But, yeah, I guess from the DS, DS Lite, DSi, XL variants, etc. Yeah, it's tons. It's actually very close, believe it or not. LOL, Nintendo cheating to get to the top of the charts. Wow. You know what? I don't put nothing past Nintendo. Mario done came over here not that long ago, and I know I wasn't supposed to let him over, but we talked for a little bit, and I let him come over. And he was telling me, man, he said that we got some big things going on in 2021, but I can't tell you. We're doing it under the radar. Once he said that, I had went to my channel, looked, make sure I was cool, because I know how Mario do. He'll tell you that, and then he'll ban my stuff. That's how you do. But nonetheless, Mario said he got some big things, so won't doubt they cheating to get to the top of the charts, okay? GameCube mini discs were my favorite game media since the HU cards for the TurboGrafx-16 PC. Oh my God. You took me back with TurboGrafx-16. Classic system. I love the system. Legendary Axe, Bonk's Adventure, Alex? No, not Alex. That was a Sega Master System. Dang, what was the other one I used to play and love on TurboGrafx-16? I can't think of it right now, but there was so many games on TurboGrafx-16 I loved. Okay, so shout out that. We 10 minutes over and we still haven't had. Kyle wants to call in. I see it, Kyle. I'm going to get you in, okay? We are almost done. We had the de facto best version of Resident Evil 4. Parkinson's not included. We was ahead of its time. Great now. Okay, I'm get that. Great now, Oli CNA. Think of it as the Time Child South Park episode. Oh my goodness, South Park. I remember that episode. Classic episode too. We going super old school. Yes, we are talking about the TurboGrafx-16. Now, I can tell Kyle wants to go ahead and call. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to take calls in a moment, but I'm going to speed through these last two subjects for you guys, okay? And it's not much. I would say these two subjects are not much. I'm going to be honest. They're very short. So I'm going to run through them real quick, okay? The first one is Epic Games announces its acquisition of Rad Game Tools. And to me, I put this on here because it's gaming news. I think it is a big deal. One thing for me, I think with this is that Epic Games has become a powerhouse. And people say, no, they're not a powerhouse. They're not better than Steam. I mean, what are you talking? But the fact that they were able to develop a game like Fortnite, which is still I want to say the #1 game of 2020, even though my personal choice is not, but just based on the player base of Fortnite, I think it's probably #1. I don't think there's any other game that probably comes close. If there is, go ahead and put it out. But they now have all this revenue. They're making so much revenue. Just to give you guys an idea of how much revenue they make, my kids are always asking me for skins. They're always, and now they have a subscription thing where you can also get the subscription, and then they still want skins. So I know if it's me that's suffering through this, I'm the person that told my kids I would never pay $1 damn to customize a virtual character when I can put clothes on your own ass. That was me. And now I find myself looking at my kids and going, you know what? I understand. Here you go. I see kids who have default skins and they just pick on them. I watched a fashion show. My daughter was playing on Fortnite. They had this one guy over there with all these rainbow colors, the extra backpack. He's flying the Star Wars ship, and then they got the other guy with the default. And I watched 10 people stand on the side of the guy with all the stuff, and the default was by himself. And I can imagine being a kid and you get to look at everybody else just pick, not you. It would hurt. Okay, so I said, you know what? My daughter's not going to be a default. I had to get her a skin. So that's how it started. And now it's just a never-ending tunnel of paying ridiculous money for stuff you don't even really need. Okay, but Epic Games has acquired Rad Game Tools. Now, Rad Game Tools is, at first I thought, well, what the hell is Rad Game Tools? But pretty much they've already worked on previous things. For Fortnite, they actually helped with the load times, of Fortnite to make it a lot faster. I do remember the load times being brutal, especially in between matches. If you were switching game modes, oh my gosh, load times were brutal. They have, lowered that by far. It's very fast, and not only that, you do have a lot of next-gen consoles that are running it a lot faster, so I think that helps. But the load times are a lot faster. So with Rad Game Tools acquisition, they will be able to enhance a lot of different things. And I think the main title that they'll probably be working on is Fortnite. So we may see a lot of different things in Fortnite, whether it comes to, texture packs or skins or the way cosmetics look or different things. I can see Rad Game Tools being used for a lot of it. And I think that's a great acquisition for Epic Games because you got so much money with Fortnite, you always want to take the next level. They have their own store, that was a big thing. Their store is actually making some decent revenue. So now they're just opening up the door for more and more. And, I love it. I always say competition is a good thing. As much as I love Steam, I have Steam keys, by the way. If you guys want to leave a review on Apple Podcast, message me on Facebook. I'm going to check Facebook right after this, and I will see that picture. I'm going to send you the list of 63 games. First come, first serve. You can choose whatever you want. AAA titles in there. Nonetheless, I think that the money they're making, you have to spend to put back into your business to make what you already have better. And Fortnite is their #1 title. So Epic Games acquires Rad Game Tools. The end of that. See, told you that wasn't going to be long. Okay. So now we're going to get to the last one. New Nintendo Switch revision. Okay. And if you guys don't know, now you know. And everybody has heard of, and I always butcher names, so I know I'm going to butcher it. But what is it? Sears M? Sears, the mastermind, as people call him. The man that makes it possible for anyone to do anything. We can't even breathe without him. I've heard so much about him. So how do we pronounce that? Can somebody put that there? But nonetheless, he has speculated on Switch Pro details through data mine information. And a lot of people want to know, what is this going to consist of? This new Nintendo Switch that we talked about for long. We talked about it many times about Nintendo Switch Pro, but now we have someone who's saying we might have some actual evidence of what's going to come for the Switch Pro. All right, now I am going to actually pull this up. Let's see if I can pull it up here. All right, because I'm usually pretty good with pulling it up. Bam, there we go. Okay, so shout out GBA Temp. Shout out to you, as always, okay? But so, resident Switch hacking scene members, Sears M. I always butchered it, you guys. Just tell me that so I don't butcher it again. All right, but existing under the code name Ola. How do you say that? Ola? I know Aura. So, Ola? That was terrible. Okay, this hardware uses a Mariko SoC. Okay, oh man. All right, so let's go and get into the bread and butter because I can go to read all that. Okay, but Nintendo actually is working on a new model with upgraded display stuff and has been for 1.5 to 2 years. So this is nothing new. It's something that they've been working on for at least 2 years. I personally believe it's 4K given the signs I'm seeing in the firmware, but that's not confirmed yet and could be wrong. Now I got somebody else, and I ain't even want to show you comments. You know, I don't want to put you on blast like that. But hola, I don't know why I want to say hola, but AULA has firmware support. Some Realtek chip that advertises itself as 4K UHD multimedia SoC. 2. Hence my belief it's 4K. That chip might be inside a new dock and not inside the tablet, though there's no way to tell from the firmware code yet. So he's saying that this actually might be encoded into the dock. We don't know if it's going to be actually in the tablet or not yet, but that's great information just based on the firmware. Now, it explicitly supports handheld mode. It is not docked only. That's Calcio, which seems like it's for eternal, only never releasing, since Calcio has no game card slot and no battery. So it explicitly supports handheld mode as well. So if we're talking about 4K gaming, we're talking about 4K gaming not just in your dock on your TV, but we're talking about 4K gaming on the road as well while you're riding. If you're watching YouTube on this, you'll be having 4K YouTube. Netflix, you're watching 4K Netflix videos. That's a big deal for people who want to have a game console, tablet, all in one, and also be able to connect it to their TV. Checked my previous discussion with Hex KYZ, which I've seen you in the chat before, my dude. I always got to shout you out. Hex KYZ. The upgraded tablet display is an OLED screen. Probably not higher resolution on tablet itself, so I guess the 4K Realtek chip is more likely to be new dock than I thought it was. So more than likely, it's probably built into the dock more than thought it was, but still, this is all speculation. Okay, all speculation. We have no idea if it's real or not. Okay, so with that, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is going to happen? Do you think that our man got it narrowed down? Do you think this is what we're going to see, or do you think we're going to see something else? And the reason I ask is because there's some people who saying this is total BS. I've heard that. I've heard people say this is total BS. This is not how it's going to be. But then the other hand, I got people saying, no, beautiful. This is exactly what it's going to be. You always trust a man. Okay, so, you know, I'm just going to say for now that does make sense to move 4K. Everything's moving 4K with all the 4K TVs being sold. Push, we going to have Super Bowl. Imagine when Super Bowl drops the TVs that are going to be sold. The deals on TV for Super Bowl. So if you guys are waiting for a TV, maybe you just wait for Super Bowl. Okay, so now we're going to get to the good stuff. The calls. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take this. All right. Now, I don't have you on yet. You're muted right now. I can't even hear you. So if you're talking, I completely don't hear anything you're saying. Let me go ahead and get set. Oh, I picked up and they hung up. What do you know? Isn't that something? Man, it's always like that. It's like you pick up and the person hangs up, you know, nonetheless. Let's go ahead and see this again, see if we can get it to work. NickMoses05 podcast. Who do I have on the line? Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? I know I got you now. It says my microphone microphone's muted. Nope, that's me. That's me. My microphone's muted. Let me go ahead and unmute the microphone. Bye, yeah. Now you can hear me okay. Can you hear me okay now? Can you hear me okay? I'm unmuted. Yeah, I can hear now. Oh, there he goes.
I called in the first time and it said that the caller was unavailable.
Oh my goodness. They did you dirty on that, man.
Like it showed you picking up because I went and clicked the hang up button. I heard myself clicking the hang up button.
Oh my goodness. Things are so stupid sometimes. I already know who this is. I'm going to introduce you. Calls are not going through. Joe, is calls not going through? Okay, I see another call coming in. I got 2 other calls coming in. So calls are coming in, it seems like to me. And Kyle, you quick on the draw today. Okay, usually you like the last in the pack. Today you call first thing. So Kyle, how are you doing today?
Today? I don't know. It's really quick to, I don't know. I just clicked on call. I had my mouse sitting on the call button, just waiting.
Now, Kyle, with the volume, you sound far. Can everybody hear? Okay, Kyle needs to talk. So people are saying you're quiet.
Fix my microphone. Give me a second. This happens
a
lot. Basically, every other week this happens to me.
Thank you, Kyle. Now we can. Oh man, you sounding clear as day. You know what, Kyle? It's vice versa. It's either 1 second we're hearing the pin drop in the background, or the next second we can't hear you. You know what I mean? But you got it good. Okay, you got it good. I can hear you just fine. So Kyle, for those who don't know, I'm going to shout you out. Everybody on the podcast, this is Kyle, my man, the young OG who has been around pretty much is the reason I have a NickMoses05.com website. The man is a a young genius, I like to call him. I give you your credit when credit is due. Much as you talk about me, Kyle, I don't be dogging you out like you be doing me, okay? I just let you do it, all right? But nonetheless, Kyle, I'm glad you called in, and I want to talk to you about some of these subjects because, you know, if some of them you might not care about, Kyle. Is there anything first before I jump into it? Is there any other subjects that you want to talk about? And I'll give you the floor.
Well, I'm curious on how you feel about ad blockers, because I saw that you don't use one, but like I will not go on the internet without an ad blocker in 2020 or 2021 now.
God. Yo, Kyle, I'm gonna be honest. I've had ad blockers installed, okay, and I turned them off. I really don't get bothered by advertisements like some other people do. It doesn't really bother me. Now, it does bother me when I'm trying to access something and I can't because it's blocked behind an advertisement. But most of the time, you know what? If I'm visiting these websites, go ahead. You can get your advertisement revenue. You know, I want you to enjoy that, okay? Because I am visiting your website. And the same way, when they come to NickMoses05.com, Kyle, I will hope we can get some ads going on there, okay? And then we could be talking. And now I'll be telling everybody don't use ad blockers. You know what I mean?
I mean, I probably will never turn off my ad blockers, so...
Oh, I'm trying to convert you to the dark side, man. It ain't working. But nonetheless, so this mass DMCA that Nintendo's done, 379 fan games. Let me ask, Kyle, are you surprised?
No, not really.
Okay. So not surprised at all.
Like, they shot down the SM64 PC remastered pretty quick, too.
They did shoot that down a lot. Now, do you think Nintendo would have shot down these fan-made titles if there was no sort of ad revenue or any type of revenue being made from any of them?
I'm sure that if there's one that makes revenue from it, they will just get rid of them all. That's just the Nintendo way.
Yeah, I agree. I see that too. It's like, hey, you're right. If one has it, they all come down because they all have the capability of running ads. And that's going to be their defense, you know? And you know what? Whether it stands up in court or not, we don't know. But I don't even want to go to court to find out, as well as these websites don't. They would just say, hey, take them down. That's it. Now, with the ad revenue, do you think that people will develop these games later on and still try to put ad revenue in them? Or do you think people are just going to stay away from Nintendo? They're going to stop making these fan-made games as much as they used to?
The fan-made games are definitely going to keep staying existing, but they might not be through the cleanest of sources.
Okay. No, I got it. That makes total
sense.
But
they may still have, they probably will still have some kind of ads in them.
All right. Okay.
But
makes sense.
Maybe, probably not all. Definitely not all. Probably not even most.
Okay. But I can roll with you on that.
It's just the way it works.
No, that is the way it works. Now, let me ask, Kyle, I don't know if you was watching and you got to see a picture of Mr. Beast burgers, okay? But that burger, okay, and I want to go ahead and find that again because I don't think people actually understand how this burger looks. So I want to go ahead and pull up on screen now, Kyle. I want to show people this burger as we talk about it. Now, this burger, okay, Mr. Beast, the YouTuber, man, he's got these restaurants making this burger, and this is how it looks. And while you're watching that, Kyle, an ad is rolling on the right side of it, okay? So I just want you to know. Well, it's a video, but we'll let it go. Would you, Kyle, eat that burger, and does that burger look delicious to you?
Just what I want. Slop in a nice papery aluminum foil wrap.
Yo, Kyle, I would think a young man like you would eat this up, man. I can see you right now, just bam, just each bite, just taking it down. Because, you know, for you, man, your body's young. You know, you can eat the garbage. You don't even feel it the next day. You know, you just get up and go, stretch, you know, and all of it's digested. Whereas me, I eat a burger like this and, you know, it's like one of those White Castle sliders. It's sliding out me all night. Okay, so you would not buy a burger like this from Mr. Beast. Is that correct?
Well, I wouldn't buy a burger from a YouTuber. Like, the only reason why that anybody would buy that is because that they like the YouTuber and they want to support them. And I feel like that's just not gonna happen with food. Because
Oh gosh,
It's
God,
one
you
of those
killing it.
things. If you wanna have good food, you'll go somewhere nice. If you wanna have bad food, you'll go somewhere cheap.
Now, there's another picture here. This man, Zach, this is his photo. He actually shows the Mr. Beast burger bag. Looks like a regular brown bag that just slapped a sticker on. So I'm sure they got like a bunch of stickers that just slap on the bag. And he doesn't have his cat in the background, which is very sweet. But I looked at this and I was like, yo, when I looked at this picture, they got a picture where it's showing the bag of fries.
Not even centered.
It's got... Yo, this is what I deal with, guys. This is what I deal with every day, okay? So... now we got here a bag of fries. We got a B-style and a Chandler-style burger with a can of Sprite. Kyle, if you were a subscriber of Mr. Beast and you supported Mr. Beast and you ordered this burger just in support, would you write Mr. Beast that it was disgusting, or would you just eat the burger and tell Mr. Beast, I supported you?
I mean, if I enjoyed Mr. Beast stuff, I would probably just pretend it didn't exist.
Yo, Mr. Beast is gonna hate me, man. He's gonna hate me. I'm sorry. That burger's terrible. Disgusting. I'd rather eat a McDonald's Big Mac. Okay, I'd rather eat a Checkers burger, a Rally's burger. Hey, I'd rather eat the grocery store burger. Okay, that was disgusting. Okay, it looks like a sloppy, gooey mess. Okay, but Mr. Beast, your YouTube content's probably great. You're giving it to charity and all that, so I agree with you. I would not buy a YouTube burger, Kyle. I think you said that best. And I don't think nobody should typically buy a YouTube burger unless you're just supporting the YouTuber. So no, that was well said. I can't say that any better myself. Now, on to the next one. Advanced Mies. Okay, in Zelda Breath of the Wild. Should we care at all, Kyle?
That seems awesome. I would love to play with that if there was like anything public that exists. That I don't know if there is, but if there was anything, that would be so fun to play with.
I don't know either, but I'm glad you feel the same way I do. When I seen this, I'm like, yo, this is the next big thing, you know? And I'm just, not only that, what other games use it? Then I'm looking at the characters, then I'm thinking the possibilities. I mean, it's just amazing to me as soon as I seen this. And the fact that, hey, I'm Heroic, who is the Twitter account who's actually saying they're thinking about doing like a page and injecting these. I don't think they have anything public yet, but I would agree. I think it is wonderful. I would love for it to be public, and I'll be right with you, Kyle, in testing it. Now, Kyle, have you done anything with editing Mies as of now?
What do you mean by editing me? It's just making a me and me maker?
Making a me and me maker, whether it be a website that you used or however.
Well, of course, you can't. Okay. You cannot play on a Wii without making a me.
Hey, believe me, there are people out there who have not ever made a me and have a me. They just pick one of those.
And those people are insane. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is.
You know, they give you like those 8 or 10 random characters. You just pick one and go, hey, that's me, you know, and just roll with it the entire time. But no, I agree with you.
Do you have a Wii that does not have a broken optical drive?
That is a great question, Kyle. That is nice. Because you know what? I'm going to be honest. I have a Wii with a broken optical drive. Okay, so I'm right with you on that. And now, granted, mine was broken because, you know, my kids stuffed 7 different discs in there. You know, they kept stuffing the disc. I'm like, God damn it, it's full. Okay, but they kept feeding it. And then when I start taking it apart, I noticed several of my games are in there. Lego Indiana Jones was still good. I was glad because, you know, that's my one. I need to be able to do my mod on something, you know. But now we got Banner Bomb and other things, you know, but that was at its time. But yes, I will agree. Everybody's probably suffering from some broke optical drives. I'm looking here. Me too. Okay, I see somebody else. MoFam burger. Yo, Alchemy Gaming, do not start me. I'll come up with a MoFam burger that delicious. Okay, it'll be. Remember, this burger didn't have no seasoning. My burger gonna have too much damn seasoning. It's gonna be covered in seasoning. You gonna eat it and be like, God damn, did you put jalapenos in the damn meat? Gonna be delicious though. Okay, but nonetheless, Kyle,
too much seasoning is not good.
Oh man, Kyle, you need seasoning, man. Seasoning's where it's at, Kyle.
But too much is not good. You put too much seasoning on anything, and all it tastes like is just that seasoning.
Oh, Kyle,
come on. Seasoning.
We gotta get you out there, Kyle. It's cool. We always disagree, but we gonna come together eventually.
No.
Okay.
Seasoning's good. You put too much seasoning on anything, it's just too overwhelming.
I will agree with you with too much seasoning. And you know what I mean. It got to be well seasoned. Okay, well seasoned. I don't want under seasoning. Okay, because by the time it cooks and that seasoning soaks in, it's plain. You know, so for me, you know, well balanced. We'll take that. My man Joe the chef. We'll leave that to Joe. Okay. So now, Kyle, I could talk about Xbox and Duracell, but I don't want you to talk bad about Xbox, so we're going to skip that. We're going to talk about the Switch outsells the 3DS.
No. We're not skipping that.
Oh, come on, Kyle. Come on. Well, I'm going to let you talk it. Xbox and Duracell.
Here's the thing, right? Like, Duracell, Microsoft could be like, hey, we're in a partnership with Duracell, right?
Okay.
So let's just put your rechargeable batteries in our Xbox controller and seal it. You to already on the controller port charge them. Done.
Yo, man, why you doing Microsoft like that, man? I know it is that simple. I'm with you. Now, we talked about PK with the PKOS. Remember, he was like, oh, it just takes a couple days. You know what? I will agree with you on that one. I would think it's as simple.
Okay.
That's just.
This is a lot different than PKOS. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, that PKOS, man. That's not going to live it up. But nonetheless, I will say they could have done it. But Kyle, let me ask, you being a younger guy, okay, I could see already you have the hate to the AA's. Is there any benefit to having these AA batteries?
Whoa, my computer's making her. Sorry. No, not really. I mean, like, sure, with some things, AA's are okay. Like some things that will last like literal years on that AA battery. Yeah, sure, whatever. Like your TV remote will last years on a 2 AA batteries. It's fine. But like your Xbox controller, I don't know, will last not years with that. Because it's always, if you want to play with it, it's always on. It's not using infrared. It's using way more high-powered RF and stuff. It's just not the same.
Just not the same. Now, I would tell you, Kyle, I will agree. I would have loved if they did not have AA's. But when I got my controller and I grabbed it, I fell in love with it. Am I just a Microsoft fanboy? Or is that actually a great controller even with the AA's?
I mean, I love my original Xbox One controller. Okay. I actually have it in my hand. I have 2 of them right next to each other sitting on my desk right now. So, you know.
Nah, best controllers ever made, man. I'm with you on that.
Both of them with a battery pack on them, I'd add.
Oh, okay. Well, eventually, you know what? What's going to happen is one day you're going to be stuck somewhere. You're not going to have your chargeable pack. You're not going to have anything. And you're going to go to the store and you're going to buy those AA's. You're going to slap them in your controller and you're going to have a great gaming experience. So just let me know when that happens, okay? But we'll talk about the Switch outsells the 3DS. And this was a big thing because people are saying that, you know, we got some people saying the Switch will outsell the PlayStation 2. And we got some people saying, hell no, that ain't happening. Where do you fall in that line, Kyle?
Hell no, that ain't happening.
I'm with you, Kyle. I'm with you. I think the hell no. That PlayStation 2 number is just so damn high, it's ridiculous. I don't see...
Well, like, it won't... So, here's the thing, right? Like, even if it is a family, which I think it should be, I think that the category should be like that. Yeah. Because, like, if we take the DS Lite and the DSi, there's, like, what, 3 DSi-only games?
True.
Exactly. They're basically the same thing. Just, I don't know, has a home screen, has a picto chat that lets you use a rainbow stylus instead of just black.
Okay. And I'm with you on that. I was one that was like, I'm not for that. But you're right. You kind of do got to bundle them all together. And it makes sense when they bundle them all together. And it only makes it fair to me. And it still didn't beat the PlayStation 2, man. They bundled all of them together. And it still does not beat the PlayStation 2. Do you see the Switch beating the Wii?
I don't know. I mean, like, I do not see my grandmother playing with the Nintendo Switch.
Yo,
my grandma has a Wii, by the way.
I'm with you on that, man. I'm right with you on that. My mom was one that says, "Ooh, can you cut on the Wii? I want to see the Wii so I can box my sister." And they going at it. They knocking each other out. They would not be playing a Switch. They would not be swinging a Joy-Con. Okay, it's not even heard of. It wouldn't even be happening. So I'm agree with you. I don't know if it's even going to pass the Wii. Now, let me ask, if they do bundle the Switch, Switch Pro, and every other Switch that comes out, do you think then we got a possibility of beating the Wii?
When I hear somebody say a Switch, I think they're already a family. Okay,
I'm with you.
Sorry,
I'm with you on that. I think the same thing.
You're saying a Nintendo Switch, that Switch Lite, Switch V1, Arista, Mariko, all together. I don't care. That's a Switch. They're all Switches.
I'm with you on that.
Same thing with Xbox One. I do not hear anybody calling their Xbox One and Xbox One X. Just Xbox One.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nah, you're right.
Or like an Xbox 360 S.
I'm with you on that. Now, me, myself, I was one to get an Xbox One S, I think, when it first came out. So, of course, I was like, oh, I got an Xbox One S. You know, but really, I'm just saying Xbox One 9 times out of 10. Now, Kyle, new Nintendo Switch revision. Do you think that's true? Or do you think that's just a rumor that's going around? We have no idea. It might be totally different when the Switch Pro comes out.
I mean, like, I would not be surprised at all. I don't know if I can trust where he's getting his information from, but, you know, they probably are going to be making a Switch Pro. It might not be 4K. It's probably not going to be everything they say.
Like it. Now, Kyle, my man, as always, love to have you on. I'm glad you didn't get too harsh this time. You were actually pretty cool, man, I must say. You're throwing haymakers left and right, but this time you were nice and smooth with it. Any last words you got to say to people, Kyle, before you out?
I mean, I love my Xbox One. That's it.
Xbox. Okay, that was enough. I had to get that out. Kyle, man, love him for that. NickMoses05 podcast. Who do I have on the line?
So I wake up in the morning and I realize that my W's now changed itself inside of my bathroom, so I don't think that's leaving anytime soon. God damn.
Oh, it is Dead Specimen on the line. My man, Dead Specimen, how are you doing today, my brother?
I'm pretty good. I'm about to lift your spirits up. Check your Facebook pretty soon. I got you some reviews and all of them.
Oh, snap. Look, I'm going to send you that list of games. And don't be telling anybody how many I give you, okay? Don't be telling them. But nonetheless, Dead Specimen, I appreciate that. I'm telling you, I'm going for top 100 gaming podcasts. I just got an email. I was ranked. So now that I'm ranked, we going for 100. I'm trying to take this to the next level. Why not? Okay, hey. I'm the only one that seems to be doing it. I'm looking at other gaming podcasts, and they're all owned by some other company, some other magazine company, somewhere else. Hell, I'm independent, okay? I ain't got nobody backing me but MoFam, okay? So, Dead, my man, I'm going to ask you, and I got to throw this in there right away, okay? So, and I'm going to pull up the topic so people can see what we're talking about. The mass DMCA. Now, I know you've always, and first of all, before I even get into that, let's talk about your W. Your W has locked itself in. Do you think your W is ever going to escape or run away? Let's talk about that.
Well, I think my W has gone through a bit of mitosis. I think there's actually two W's, two separate W's. There's the W in terms of SXOS, there's a W in terms of mod chips. The W in terms of SXOS, maybe that can probably leave at any moment. I think I don't know what's necessarily going on the back end, but I know that it's a team of people. They can, find a remote way to work and then silently push something out. So I think that'll, that one's kind of like just, holding hands with the other one. When it comes to the chips, though, I'm not going to say too much, but I've talked with people.
Okay.
I don't expect to see anytime soon SX chips appearing, and quite frankly, by the time they do, no one's going to care, because the clones are going to be out. Again, I'm not going to get too much into that, but I do know it's not a hearsay. There are 100% clones coming. And they're coming probably this year. I'm going to be a bit vague, but they're probably coming this year. By the time that SX chips come back, they're going to be probably irrelevant. I think everyone's going to be saying, okay, I can either get the chip from this team that's high on the radar, that has very, very rare software updates that I have to mod the mod chip in order to be using something that I can reliably update on. Or I can get the cheaper clone that does the same thing, comes pre-flashed with what I need, and use that money I saved to pay for an install service. And if you know how to solder yourself, congratulations, you saved $20 in 10 minutes.
You killing
and this isn't even hate. And this isn't even hate on SX. It's not even necessarily their fault. This just looks like the way that it's going to go. And I could have, I know I mentioned that I've talked to people. I probably could have predicted this beforehand, but with what I know, with how long it's been since an update, and with how hard because I've actually actively been looking, which is irrelevant now. I'm getting a trinketed Switch hopefully sent out by tomorrow. Really nice. But for a minute, I was actively hardcore looking for these. And you have essentially two options. Wait or pay overpriced on Tabo, I think. So I found a bunch of AliExpress resellers, nothing on there. Alibaba has absolutely nothing, and Taobao has stuff for like 3 times the retail price. So it's just kind of rip.
Dead. Oh, we talking about this. You just spiced it up. You got everybody hot and spicy. Okay, like a McChicken. So we talking.
Oh, and Joshua, to explain the W is I don't take it this seriously. I don't care that much. I just kind of doing it for the meme at this point. But the W is essentially the fact that since I'm technically Team Atmosphere, I'm currently winning right now because SX is currently, as of this very second, dead in the water.
Good way to explain it, because I was definitely going to explain that. Now, of course, Alchemy Gaming's going to say he totally disagrees, okay? People are always willing to pay extra for the authentic hardware. And then we got Andrea Mitchell, who says, but will these clones be able to run XCI or load from USB? That specimen. They throwing some questions. What do you think?
In response to Alchemy, if no one can get their hands on them, I don't think anyone gives a damn how authentic they are. If it's like the Cool Runners, no one cares about buying authentic Cool Runners. The clones do the exact same thing. And to Andrew Mitchell, that might be an issue, but to be quite honest, that's not the clone's fault. SX has DRM in it. You can't run SX on Spacecraft NX. I wonder why. And I don't know if the clones are going to be using Spacecraft NX as a base or if they have their own thing they're going to be coding up. But my guess is I don't think that's a Spacecraft issue. Now, I might be totally wrong. If it is a Spacecraft issue, I completely retract this, specifically Spacecraft. But if it's an SX thing, which if I'm going to be conspiratorial, I would assume so, then, yeah, you can't run XCIs, but that's not the clone's fault. So if you desperately, if you're really willing to spend days on end searching for clones and paying 3 times retail price, be my guest. I'm not one to dictate what you do with your money, but if you're just trying to get an experience, I don't know why you would use your time and money on that, especially when in the end, it's not even just about paying money. It's about paying money and putting that to something better. Like an SD, you can, if you're paying 3 times the retail price, the 1 times is for the chip. The 2nd times is for a fairly good-sized SD card. The 3 times is, for the install. So it just doesn't make financial sense. Now, of course, if SX chips start to become, a dime a dozen by tomorrow, then okay, then all right, you guys win. That's fair. If it's $20 cheaper and both are in good supply, then yeah, definitely pay more for the authentic hardware. But I can't see that happening with the current state of SX. I know you guys know more than me, so I'm not going to pretend like I know everything. But
no, you bring
something, put something out there.
And I don't even want to get off of it. You on it. You killing it today. All right, you bringing the hot topics. That's what I need to talk about. So I'm gonna say, do you think if, let's say, SX cords and lights, for right now, for whatever reason, are not being manufactured, but let's say it does pick back up and they start manufacturing them again, and then you have clones that are also being manufactured, do you see the same issue? Because what you were saying before with Xbox 360 was people didn't care if they had the Cool Runner clones, which I was victim to that. Okay. But this time around, do you think it would matter if SX cords and lights are continuing to be manufactured and then clones come around? Do you see people just saying, hell, I want the clone? Or do you see people really going for the authentic hardware? That's the question.
Well, I saw Alchemy even say something about how right now they don't care because they're not manufactured. Fair enough. I'll give you that. What I'm talking about is literally exactly what's kind of happening right now. Now, I've talked to people, and they're saying that chips are still being made, but you guys could have a warehouse of 100,000 of these, but if no one can physically buy them, it doesn't matter. So I don't think that these are going to be out of stock completely in a year, but if these clones come out soon enough, and, the clones have a week or two of existing in good supply without SX cores or lights existing, people are going to say, screw this, I'm taking the cheaper product that I can actually get. And I think that this I may not be saying this if there was more communication. If you guys were saying, hey, we know you guys are worried. We've been talking. We're going to make sure that we have resellers and that we have ways of getting chips at retail price in good supply in the coming, let's say, 2 weeks. So even if a clone came out today, if I know that for a fact that in 2 weeks I'm going to be able to get an authentic chip, I might wait, as opposed to just waiting and possibly having nothing happen. And then also, I think we have another thing to add on top of that.
Okay.
A good chunk of the market of SX cores, and I'm not even going to say a good chunk, that's unfair. A small chunk, a little bit of people that are buying SX cores and lights really do not want to. They're only doing it because right now TX has a monopoly on that market. Sire's N bought an SX core to make Mariko support for Atmosphere. He would probably slit his wrists before buying anything from SX, but it's his only option. So I bet there's people out there, plenty of people out there, who are in that exact same boat, except they're also saying, I refuse to buy this. I don't care if I can't buy my system. I refuse to buy from this company. This isn't me shitting on you guys from a personal perspective. This is just how I know some people think. I've had people who straight up laugh as I asked them if they've ever used SXOS. So I know that there's going to be people who are going to jump at these clones as soon as possible to give a middle finger to you guys. So
now we got to carry on. Now we gonna keep talking about this. You got it spicy. You see the chat? They lit up. They said, oh, no, this is not the way. So let me say this. Do you think that the clones have the chance of suffering the same fate or the same issues that Team Executor dealt with the SX cords and the resellers? Because if that's the case, maybe the clones don't even get off the floor as well as the cords and the lights did. Do we think that's a possibility, or do you think that these clones, more than likely, they'll be unstoppable? Too many resellers, too many people to have them. There'll probably be no way to stop.
I'm going to 100% assure you that's not going to happen. Here's the problem, though.
Okay.
I actually don't know if I can say. Now, there's someone who's listening who knows what I know. I don't know if they want me talking about this, so I'm not going to say anything more, but I can assure you that when these clones come out, they will be unstoppable, period. You might have to be a little bit more persistent, I'll say that much, but there is a specific clone coming out that will make this impossible to stop. And someone is either shitting their pants right now or laughing their ass off, and you know who you are. And if you're okay with me going into more details with it, send me a DM on Discord. I will elaborate on it when there's time for that.
That's cool. I like that. I like that. I like how you kept it like that.
These clones will be unstoppable.
Okay. Now, I'm thinking back when I used those Cool Runner clones. Now, this was at a time where I don't believe Team Executor was manufacturing any authentic chips at the time. But I do recall having my first Cool Runner clone. Installed it the same way as you do any other Cool Runner. But it didn't work. And there were slight adjustments I had to make to that clone in order to get it to work. Do you think when these clones come out that there will be adjustments off the original design of the chip for the SX cords and the lights?
Well, I think it really depends on what the clones entail. Is it a clone in the sense of a truly like it has SX packaging, like the Cool Runners, where it says Executor Cool Runner on it, or is it going to be like like a trinket where it works just like a RCM loader, but it looks nothing like one? Is it going to be its own design and all of that, just stealing Team Executor's exploit? So I think it really depends on what they're going for. If they're going for a straight up Team Executor ripoff design, then probably not. And in fact, actually, that might even get past the whole XCI thing. It wouldn't shock me if whoever's doing this cracks their bootloader and flashes it onto an unauthorized chip. But beyond that, if it is truly like just a custom design that it just steals the exploit, my guess would that it would be simply you get the SX chip for SX and you get the clone chip for Atmosphere, and then you just have to pick what custom firmware you want and then pick the chip related to it.
Now, I will speak on both sides. I'll speak on the side of a Team Executor representer, and I will speak on the other side of just being a normal consumer. For me, being a normal consumer, let's say I'm a guy who does installations, for instance. If I'm a guy who just do installations, my primary concern is the customer, not where I'm getting the chip from, not, any way of how it's installed, the quality of it. As long as I can verify it works, I could then work around everything else and educate my customer on that. Then I go to the part of a Team Executor representer. Okay. You got these chips, and one thing with the SXOS, the big thing that a lot of people love, or it might be just me riding a wave, but the XCIs and loading from USB. Is that a deal breaker for some, or do you think majority of people just really don't care?
I think my guess is that it's probably going to end up being a case of what's available. And kind of like I've been saying already, I think I highly doubt we're gonna lead into a market of competition. It's either going to be clones prevail or SX prevails, and at that point, it's really just going to be either get what you get or you get nothing. And maybe if competition happens, if SX gets their shit together and clones come out, and there's actually a healthy market for both of them, then you get to pick, and that would be the best case scenario, because I shit on Team Executor from an analytical perspective just there of what I've heard other people say, but quite frankly, I would like to see there be sort of an Atmosphere chip if you hate Team Executor, and an SX chip if you like Team Executor, and then have both kind of exist in a world of helping to keep the market alive, because the clones will probably be more willing to do less than non-shady things to keep their listings available.
Nice.
But also, kind of have them compete in features. Like the Sky 3DS versus the Gateway 3DS. The Sky 3DS has a lot more cool features over Gateway, but the Gateway was the original. And I know that that's not really a great comparison, but the idea is you could say, okay, well, SX is the original. I'm paying for innovation, but this chip right here is, it's got a feature where I can, I can, there's how some motherboards have BIOS switches on them. Maybe you could have a BIOS switch on it that you could switch between the SX and the spacecraft bootloader on the fly. Something like that.
Okay, and you know what? That's the best. Oh man, you telling me a dream. I almost jizzed on myself, man. You gotta stop. That is just amazing if we could be able to do that. But I will agree. I think, and it's a tough position now. Like you said, your W, okay, definitely for me, seems like it's going to be handcuffed to the bathtub for right now. It's just too hot, okay, too much going on for me
Joe,
to be.
It is not a flashcard. If it was a flashcard, I think we'd be in a much different situation. How from the start we were saying these cards are impossible to make a flashcard of. So if we were getting a flashcard, oh Lord.
Yo, y'all. Hey, you know what, man? Flashcard. I haven't heard that in a while, man. Woo! It took me back.
Can we get Joe? Can we get Joe to join us?
You know what? I'm gonna see right now if I can get Joe in. Okay, and I see we got another calling coming in. 318.
Joshua's
I'm gonna be getting
me
to
to
you.
get put in my place.
Yes, and
So,
318.
you know what?
I'm gonna be getting you on in a moment here. Okay, so just so you know, 318. I'm gonna get you on.
318. That's becoming undone, isn't it?
That's becoming undone. I know it is. I'm gonna get them on, but I want to see if I can go ahead and see if we can add Joe in here. Seems like Joe wants to put you in your place.
Dragon Injector, my heart. I miss Dragon Injector. I never got the opportunity to pick one of those up, and I really wish I did.
I know, man, and now they just. So here we go. I'm gonna see. Let's see if this works. Joe, we're gonna get you in here.
Joe, about to add you in my contacts.
And here we go. I see. There we go. 610. Let's see if I can hit it here. Now, I think I hung up on Dead Specimen trying that. So, Dead Specimen, Joe, call in. Hold on. Joe, I'm trying. Now, see, I don't know what's going on. Usually, I can go ahead and speak with Joe. Okay, let's see. It's not letting me call Joe. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm trying to get you on. Okay, now, Dead Specimen, I'm going to see. I got you here. Okay, I got you here, Dead Specimen. I do see 318. I see Kyle. Okay, Dead Specimen, I still got on the line. Okay, so let me get you back on first. All right, Dead Specimen, you're still on. Okay, I tried to add Joe. I don't know why. When I'm trying to call Joe, it just goes straight to doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So now what I'm going to do, let me see. I'm going to add Becoming Undone to the line, okay? Because they said somebody got to put you in your place. Okay, so I'm going to add my man, Becoming Undone. Becoming Undone, are you on the line right now?
Yeah, I'm on the line.
Oh,
shook
it, quack, quack. Okay, so, Becoming Undone, let me ask you first. Do you think what Dead Specimen's saying is in line for, hey, we're going to see these clone chips, Team Executor's facing a lot of heat, SX cores may not be manufactured right now, so these clone chips are eventually going to take over, and it's going to be so much Team Executor can't do nothing about it? Or do you think he's totally in the wrong? Do you think Team Executor is going to start developing these chips again, and they're going to run rampant and take over? What do you think?
First off, I got to send some love to Dad. I love his theory. But the clone chip, I'm going to tell you, when you get clones of stuff, there's always going to be bugs. There's always going to be a bunch of shit. And it's going to be like ketchup, man. When people like Heinz and they buy the great value kind, it's going to taste like shit. And it's going to be garbage. It's going to be a problem. You ain't going to have SX, man. I'm telling you, you cannot emulate the best thing out there. They're not going to have the simplicity of things. They're not going to have the new friendly things. They're not going to have what people want. And when you pay for shit, that's what you get. When you pay for garbage, that's what you get. When you spend $30 on something, that's what you get. Your money's worth.
Now let me ask this. So I'm gonna play the devil's advocate, and I'm gonna play the side of Dead Specimen right now. What if I told you that, hey, I got a choice now. I can buy an SX core or I can buy a clone. Now, I could save myself some money by buying the clone because I don't need a license. So that money that I save, I can now spend to have someone install my hardware. Do you think that will play a major factor in this, or do you think people want quality over quantity?
That's going to be a hard one because you know what? With the times that we're in right now, people are going to want to get the best bang for their buck, and a lot of people don't realize that you pay for what you get. And I'm going to be honest, they're probably going to go for the latter part. They're going to probably try to get as much as they can for a little bit of money. and then once it happens, they're going to realize that they should have paid more. Because I've been in that situation before. I've gone cheap, and I've gotten burned too many times. I'm going to go tell you right now that the clones, unless the clone is somebody that really cares about what they're doing when they first started with the very first clone chip, and they go with it, it's probably going to be garbage. Now, unless that guy that says, hey, I'm going with the clone chip, and I want to, keep my quality as good as possible, hey, it might be something. But until we see that first clone chip and what happens with it, we're not going to know. Just like that Switch Pro. And I'm going to tell you, that 4K gaming, if they're going with a Mariko, I don't see it happening just like it is. I don't see a dock being able really to upgrade that thing. So,
talking to him now. Dead Specimen, any rebuttals to that?
Well, I've got a couple things. Number one, I think the word clone has a stigma on it.
Okay.
And you're assuming clones mean cheap. If you really want to think about it, the RCM loader was nothing but an SX Pro without a license. Yet that thing was fantastic. The Dragon Injector, kind of the same thing. No one thought of this idea of a payload injector until Team Executor did it. And yet the clones of those work just fine. So I think this assumption that the clones are going to automatically be bad because they are, quote, clones, is a bit unfair, at least until we see what happens. Of course, I could be totally wrong on this. This really is a to-be-seen thing. We can't really say anything. We both could be wrong. Maybe it turns out that actually the clones are mediocre, not terrible, but not good. It's just kind of in the middle. We don't know until it happens. When it comes to... Oh, go ahead, man.
Yeah, touche, man. Like I said, till you see what the actual product is, it's hard to say.
Now,
yeah, so my other thing, you brought up ease of use. A chip you have to solder to the processor of your console, I think kind of the whole ease of use argument goes away. And that ties into the whole money saving thing, where if you're getting a mod chip in your console, then ease of use is probably the least of your worries. And getting the cheaper item means that, like I said, you have that money to spend on the install service, which you're going to need if you're in a position of not being able to install it yourself. And combine that with the fact that, let's be real here, most people that homebrew their consoles play with homebrew for an hour and then use it for what they really want it for, piracy. The pirate market will pay for what they need to spend as little money as possible. People will make jokes about SXs paying for piracy, and while that might make sense in the context of you can use Atmosphere for free in Pirate, in this case, you need to buy an item in order to pirate. So the pirates are going to look at this and go, I could spend $60 on the SX and get a slightly easier experience for my piracy, or I can spend $30 and have a bit more of a difficult experience, but then again, pay for what I need to, the physical hardware and someone to install it, or for me to install it, whoever, whatever the situation is, and then I get free games from that on. So it's the biggest thing is honestly, what market are you targeting? And FX is able to make their chips the price they are right now because they're a monopoly. You don't have another choice. Once clones come out, you're going to have a choice, and the person that's going to want that kind of chip, they're going to go for why they're doing it in the first place. Especially with what you said, the times we're in right now. No one really wants to spend $120 to get a chip and get an install service. $90 is still pretty high, but it's a bit less of a punch to the gut.
Now I'm going to say, becoming undone.
You're also thinking of,
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Has there ever been a time in your life? Now older, Dead Specimen's in his 20s, man. He's living his life like it's golden. No, I'm not. We're in our 20s. We aren't in our 20s. We can't enjoy this young life that he's living. So we're older. So let me ask you, becoming undone, Have you ever seen a time in your life where a clone worked better than the original?
I have never seen a clone that worked better than the original. I have never, and I'm gonna put that in capital letters, Never. Never. Because you know what? That's why it's called the original. There has never been another Mike Tyson. There has never been a Michael Jordan. There has never been another LeBron James.
Yeah,
so you tell me what? That's right. That's why it's the original. But listen here.
Okay.
People who do electronics, they also know this one thing too. You get what you pay for with electronics. Now, noobs, yes, they'll probably find out. And when they find out, they'll be like, oh, crap, I can't believe I wasted my $30 on this. I'm going to have to go put another $60 in and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, they'll learn their lessons on stuff here and there, you know. And don't get me wrong, you may get, and I'm going to tell you this, we're going to do it like this, and I'm just going to, you know, do some, you know, theory, conspiracy theories like Dad does here.
Okay.
Let's say the failure rate on some of this. I mean, you got clones. You're not going to have some of the greatest people working on these chips. Why? Because they're cheap.
No, think of it this way, though. Think of it this way. You've got these
You're going to have
coming.
parts. You're going to have parts made in Mexico. They ain't made in Japan, buddy. You going to have stuff made.
Okay, hold up, though. Do you really think
You're
that
not
these SX chips are made in Japan? Do you really think that? Do you really think these SX chips are made in Japan?
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. You ain't had too many problems out of it, have you?
Well, first off, I need to get an SX chip.
Hey, Dad, can you bring me to the SX forums where you've had a lot of free people having problems?
All right. Well, you know what? I'm not going to go too deep into this because this might be a little offensive, but I'm going to just say this real quick.
Hey,
1510.
brother, hey,
That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say 1510. If you know what that means, then you know why I'm saying this. 1510. That's all I'm going to say.
No, explain it. Explain it to me, please.
You want to explain 1510? All right, I'll explain 1510. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. Let me see. Is Alchemy, you still there? You want me to explain this?
I'm old school.
Okay, so what I'm taking is from Dead Specimen. I'm taking it that you're saying, and you're not saying it, but we're hearing it. We feel it. You're stating that these clones are not exactly just your typical clones. Is that pretty much accurate?
Well, my thinking is, given the polarization of the community right now, my guess is that the chips are going to be less so we want to take money from Team Executor and more so they're going to be differently fit for purpose. Also, I'm not going to bring up 1520 scratch that Alchemy doesn't want me to. That's not nice. That's fair.
Cool. Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. We got it.
Come on now. I don't get my feelings hurt.
Yeah, but Alchemy does, and I'm going to be nice to him.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Dad. I appreciate that, Dad. Just be nice. If don't want it to get out, we don't want it to get out. We'll leave it like that.
So these clones, my guess is that their selling point is going to not necessarily be we're cheaper than Team Executor or, you know, we're competing with Team Executor. It's going to be you buy our chip if you want Atmosphere, you buy their chip if you want SX. Given how polarized the community is right now, Team Executor back in the Xbox days, the 360 days, were the top dog no matter who you asked. Even if you didn't like them for one reason or another, they were the top dog. Nowadays, you know, they're still the top dog in many respects, but you got people saying, I don't even care if they're the top dog. Fuck them for whatever reason you might want to put in there. And so there is a good marketing perspective there of, okay, people don't like this group. We'll simply advertise based on the fact that we aren't meant to be used with their stuff. We're meant to be used with open source stuff like Atmosphere. You know, we've got a bootloader on here that you throw Atmosphere's payload on there. It'll work easily. No configuration, no nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, but why can't they say, hey, we're clones. We're so easy to use. You can use Atmosphere or SX. And then that might actually boost their sales and say, hey, they're so good they can be used with both of them because you know what? They're not just stuck to one or the other because they are an SX clone. You know, I'm not gonna hate on either one of them, and I'm SX for life. But you know, hey, I'm gonna be a little bit open minded.
Okay, so
and
one thing I want to say,
so guys,
Andrea
I need to
Mitchell
go back on
says.
something real quick.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna let you get back on that. Then I'm gonna touch on something. Go ahead.
So I got confirmation. I can't say exactly, but I can go a bit farther.
Okay.
Come on now, don't BS us. Come on.
Beyond clones, there is going to be an alternate way to get your chips. I'm not going to go farther than that, but beyond SX and beyond clones, there's going to be another way to get chips.
Yeah, we go to the grocery store, we buy them, man. They come in a bag.
Okay.
Come up with your own method in your head.
So what you're stating, Dead Specimen, is that when these clones become available, it won't be like these clones are coming out saying, hey, use Atmosphere, don't use XXOS. These clones will kind of be developed in tandem to work with SOX if needed, or SXOS, excuse me. Is that what I'm hearing? That these clones will typically, these clones will typically be made, and they'll support both. They'll support SXOS and they'll support Atmosphere. So these clones almost sound like a one-to-one copy. Can we say that they're one-to-one copies?
I mean,
yeah, that's what are they going to be more marketed towards a certain thing, but not really discriminating against another? Say, hey, they're more towards SXOX, but you know what? They do have the feature to support Atmosphere. What are you saying there?
It would shock me if these clones came out and they tried to be direct competitors with SX. Not even from a, like, does it say, like, buy us instead of SX, but I would be given again the polar.
Go ahead.
That might be the name of the game in the 360 scene, but we're in a scene right now where it's not, you know, oh, you can get these guys if you want X features, and you can get these guys if you want X features. It's, if you use these guys, you're an asshole, and if you use these guys, you're a saint. And so that could be a very good marketing strategy. Buy this chip if you're an asshole, and buy this chip if you're a saint.
Yo, he is so right.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. God. I'm a saint.
He's saying, you know what? That is how this Switch scene is right now. And one thing I will say that, you know, that which interests me, and I'm glad you bring up the 360 scene, because the 360 scene, they did have, I think it was Matrix chips. That was actually like the competition. But you're right, Team Executor kind of owned the market. So it was like when you went to get a chip, a lot of guides and tutorials that you find were geared towards Team Executor and not Matrix. So it was a lot. You know, for me being a person to install, I'm going to say, hey, I'd rather get a Team Executor component versus a Matrix. But then you come out to, you know, where they got these clone chips. And a lot of people, especially installers, are really there for their customers. So they're really there to give their customers a modded Nintendo Switch for the least amount of money to be able to make the most amount of money, which makes sense. It's a business. Okay, so if I got a choice, and I could buy a clone, and then I could go ahead and say, hey, I don't need an SXOS license. I can put Atmosphere on this, and I can load tinfoil up with some shop. And now this customer is good and golden. They don't even have to even know what SXOS is. Then you got some people who say,
as long as it's user-friendly.
Exactly. I was going to state that.
You're right. Glenn Lopez said, where he basically said, you can also do the complete opposite. Make the clones more expensive, and then noobs will think that they're better quality.
That's so true. That is so true. The way we are, if you put a higher price point, that means quality to our mind. So no, he is absolutely correct on that. If you put a higher price point on a clone chip, people would think the clone chips are more quality. Noobs. I would say noobs.
Reverse psychology.
It is reverse psychology. Now, you guys are killing it. Okay, killing it, because I must admit, I'm on both sides here. I don't even know. I kind of am with the whole, because if clones come out, the scene still moves forward. We're able to still push out people using custom firmware on later firmwares. We're able to still keep the scene moving. But if SXOS, which we haven't had an update for SXOS, it's been some time now, okay? And a lot of people are wondering, when are we going to get that update? If updates don't happen as frequent, would it be something enticing to say, hey, get you an SX core chip below the atmosphere or get you a clone in low atmosphere versus using SXOS? What I want to know, is there anything in this to pretty much, besides XCI loading and loading files from the USB drive, is there anything else to push customers towards using SXOS?
Well, I can think of a couple things.
Okay.
I think number one would be if you just don't like the elitism of the Atmosphere team, which I think there is a lot of the elitism. How, we're the badasses. We made Atmosphere. We're so cool, and we know everything. And if you whatever, and if you don't listen to it, if you don't do exactly what we want you to do with our custom firmware, then you're a weird pirate asshole. And so there's number one. Number two is for the people who are coming from the 360 scene. If you used Team Executor in the past and you've had a good experience, that's all you really need. Whatever you think of SXOS, or even if you care about SXOS features, be damned. It's Team Executor. I'm going for them. And then I think the other one being that, and honestly, in my opinion, like the final one, would be just there's a good community behind Team Executor. And what I think is funny is that if there's one thing I think that the money that you pay for SX products goes to, it's that you get a team of people like Alchemy, as much as they shit on you sometimes, who, if you have a question, they're willing to help. And even if you have a stupid question, they'll still answer it for you. You could look at this from a perspective of you pay money for the product, so they damn well better answer your stupid questions. Or you could look at it from this has just been a group of people that have been happy doing what they're doing for the longest period of time, and they're happy with that they get to help a team that has liberated consoles for 20 plus years. And so they're willing to help people no matter how stupid the question. And so it really kind of goes out of SX itself and more so into just the brand name behind it.
Nice. Now, gentlemen, before because I got other callers I'm going to get to. I had to let y'all take that time because y'all rocking it. Okay? Is there any last words? I'm going to start with you, Becoming Undone. Any last words before we out?
Oh, you know it, man. I want everybody that's listening to definitely give their lunch money, give their food stamps, and give their welfare check, and definitely tithe that 1% to Nick Mo. That's money, Nick. I love you like a brother.
Brother, I got you.
The stimulus checks.
Oh, the stimulus checks. How can we forget? We got to give that stimulus check up. They got.
And most of all, if they can't, they got to share, they got to like, they got to subscribe, and they got to give my money. They got to give my friend.
Thank you, man.
Specimen all his props, because you know what? This man ain't just speaking shit out of his ass.
No, he ain't.
He is talking. He has research. He is talking from experience. He has researched his stuff. He has definitely educated himself. He's not talking crap out of his ass. He is researching his stuff. He has been in the game for a while. I'm not going to lie. I've not researched as much, but, he has researched his stuff. He has been to school. He has been in the game for a while. I like to pull his strings. I like to get his dough. I like to just see what he is going to say. I like to troll the shit out of him. And anybody else that wants to try to, I'm SX till I die. I'm going to beat the shit out of him and just see what he's going to say.
I love it. Now, Dead Specimen, any last words before you out, my dude?
All right, I got 3 things to say. Number 1, I love you, man. Thank you for that. I was,
yes.
I will say, I think that this is honestly, people like you are one of my favorite parts of being in this community is the fact that we can shit on each other and we can shit on each other back and then always end up with Oh, I guess we're both right in some respects, and that's always been a really fun part of this community is never really having. Well, I mean, PKOS is a bit different, but you know how for the most.
Oh,
part,
don't hate on PK! Don't hate on PK!
Hey, PK knows I love him. PK knows I love him. Calm down. But
PK gonna put you in your place.
For the most part, it's just always ended up in we both kind of had our own ways of doing stuff, and it's never been a pissing match, and I've always loved that. So hats off to you, man. Seriously.
So I appreciate it, man.
Second of all, I'm gonna just make a prediction, and take this seriously. Don't take this seriously, but from what I've been seeing, I'm gonna be real here. I don't know what infrastructure, like, Alchemy, please elaborate on this, because I need to know. What infrastructure does Team Executor even have at this point when it comes to getting items out to people? Because as far as I'm aware, or at least from what I'm seeing, there is none. And this right here is what's going to be leading people to buy clones, because the future of SXOS is uncertain. The future of getting chips is uncertain. Why should people trust buying an SX core then if they're going to end up having to completely get rid of any reason of paying for an SX core anyways, other than, I don't know, more confidence the chip will physically work when they get it? Other than that, what's the point when right now you have to worry about, are you going to be receiving a product that its main focus is going to be dead in the water officially in a month or whatever? I'm not saying that you have to, release your receipts with Gary over the past month or something, but is there any way you could put something out there? Not on the podcast, not even on the TX server, but maybe just make a forum post or something saying, I promise you we've got this under control, and, obviously I don't expect you to have a time frame, but just something that says, this will be fixed eventually, we're not going anywhere, we promise you. And if you can't say that, that's fair. I'm not saying you have to have something, but it's really the question of if you do, great. If you don't, man, why are these clones such a problem then? Because they're going to be what helps keep the scene alive. And that's the way that I try to look at it. Not as an SX versus Atmosphere thing, which a lot of people do, and that's why I bring that up, but as it's clear, at least to me, that as of right this second, there's no real future for SX. And if SX does go down, then at least the Mariko and patched Arista scene is gone. And, these clones are going to hopefully be what save it. So if there's any way you could bring any clarity, if you can, please do. That would be great to see.
There you go.
I have your clarity. I have your clarity right here. History repeats itself, and you know what? SX has a history of doing things when you least expect it. Chaos is beautiful, my friend.
Okay. My dudes, as always, my family, both of y'all, Becoming Undone, Dead Specimen. Love having you guys on the channel, man. Oh, my goodness, man.
Yo, can I get one last thing out?
Oh, you got it. You got it.
All right, I haven't had my daily conspiracy theory, all right? Like truly clown conspiracy theory.
Let's hear it.
And Joshua, you get the ability to hear this live. So, I brought up 1510 earlier. Now, I'm not going to be a dick about it, all right? But I brought up 1510 earlier. Again, I'm not going to go into it. This is just going to be kind of a joke for people who know what that is. And if you don't, ask somebody, and they might be able to tell you. So, I've had this wonder. 1510 came around when Spacecraft NX came around. Atmosphere got SX, or got Mariko support. And after some pretty quick attempts by Nintendo to break SX, what do all of those three groups have in common? They hate TX. Nintendo for obvious reasons, Atmosphere for obvious reasons, Spacecraft Team for not so obvious reasons, although their tool says Gateway Bootloader as opposed to TX Bootloader, so that probably tells you plenty. My wonder is, was 1510 sabotage? Was this intentional?
Oh, man. I ain't even got nothing to say about that, my friend. I have nothing to say on that.
Hey, was it intentional? You know what? I'm going to leave that one out there. That one is nice and tasty. I'm going to say that's tasty. Was it intentional?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's like a ribeye and a hamburger there. I can't eat that hamburger, but I'm gonna munch on that ribeye.
My man, as always, becoming undone, dead specimen, my brothers. I will talk to you guys later. Later. Oh man, wonderful call with my brothers. And you know, I love it, the fact that we were able to still have that convo without letting the cat out the bag. Man, that's wonderful. I love the cold words, keeping everything under wraps. Let's do that. If you want to talk to somebody, you know, talk where you want to talk. Alchemy Gaming said, I'm in VC. Okay, you guys want to go? You can go to my Discord, Team Executor Alchemy Gaming it's there. Okay, he'll go ahead and talk to you about some of this. Okay, maybe he knows something. Okay, notice I said maybe. I ain't never putting anybody, but great conversation between you gentlemen. I love it, and I will agree. I didn't even get into any of the topics because you know what? That is the main concern for me. I will tell you, and I'm probably gonna end it after this. I don't see anybody calling right now. I did have a bunch of calls that were missed. I apologize, guys. We was light, okay? We was lighting it up. But one thing I will say is that it is something that's questioned. If you're a person that says, hey, do I want to purchase an SXOS product? But then you hear the slander. You see the documents on the Gov website. You see, you know, they're not coming out with updates as frequent. And then you got someone on another team who's constantly giving you information of what's going on. So it leads people to say, well, hey, I don't know if I want to do it. Now, I've been around for a while. I've been around since Xbox 360 days. I've worked with Team Executor. I'm sure, you know, some of the people are still involved, but there are other teams. Okay. So, excuse me, I want to say other teams, other members in the team. That's more what I should say. I'm sure there's more members. And these members could make up a stronger team or a weaker team. You know, teams vary. I'm a Call of Duty lover. Okay, and at one point, you know, you got Activision working on it, then you got Treyarch working on it. Some people say Treyarch's better, some people say Activision is better, but nonetheless, they're both working on the same goal, which is a great Call of Duty title. And from what I'm hearing, we're all trying to get the same thing, with Nintendo Switch working with custom firmware later than, you know, having to wait a month or having to wait 2 months. We want to be able to have an update and go ahead and have everything working. All right. Now, I don't see any calls coming. I see what's your Discord ID. Guys, you can go to my Discord. The chat's going to be lit. Okay, I'm going to go to Facebook first. I'm going to go through these different pictures. I will be sending a list of games to everyone who left anything on the podcast as far as review. Apple Podcast is what I need most, but if you cannot do Apple, I would love to do Podchaser or Podcast Addict. We are aiming to be the top 100 gaming podcast, which means we're going to be watched by more people. We're going to be heard by more people. So as we're being discreet now, we probably going to have to be more discreet. Okay, because it's only going to grow. That's all we've been doing, and I thank you guys for that. Other than that, guys, I don't see any calls coming in. Check the Discord. I appreciate you guys, and I see Steiner. Steiner, shout out to you. I did see you said NickMoses05 Discord or NickMoses05 Demand. I seen somebody else put that. You know, without you guys, there is no me, okay? So I owe you guys everything. But other than that, it's your boy, NickMoses05. Love you guys. We are out.